All right, all right, all right. Micah check, Micah check.
Micah
Micah
check.
check.
Michael checking.
Michael, please
Michael
check in.
Checkington. Post these nuts.
Got him. So my car's AC is now busted.
Hell yeah.
Gross.
Yeah,
Perfect
For
time of
that.
year.
right.
Ah.
Um, I took it to Jiffy Lube just 'cause I thought it was just refrigerant that needed to be filled. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I went in there. Fuckers tell me, hey, it just needs to be supercharged. I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere else and like have to research it and deal with the hot car. Like, fine, go do it. 3 hours later, they come back in and say, hey, that wasn't the issue. Your fan's just broken. I was like, all right. And they said, yeah, to get that fixed and everything, it's $700 more. I'm like, no. Also, does that mean you didn't need that? They're like, oh, and they gave me like the most like half like definitely not needed answer on that end. So I'm definitely gonna call corporate probably. It's happened on I want to say it happened like Thursday or Friday, maybe even Saturday. I think I forget what day, but I'm like it happened a week ago now at this point. But I'm like I'm gonna call and tell them why did I get charged for something? Because like oh well you got a 30-day warranty on them. I'm like cool. It doesn't. What does that matter? I can't. None of it applied there. So I found the part on the girlfriend's cousin's gonna install it in the car, so I can save that money there. But I'm definitely gonna call and complain because why did you charge me $225 for something that did nothing and fixed no problems?
Every time.
3 hours of my time that bugged me more. I was so hungry.
And hot.
Yeah. So it works if you're driving like on a freeway, which it makes sense though because like the fan's not working, but if I'm driving, the fan's getting pushed back, and that's how it's actually working there.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise no. That shit sucked. And it's good that that happened now though, I guess, because I was definitely like contemplating a trip to California, and I was like, ooh, that would have sucked.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Blue Ruby Podcast, episode number 305. I'm Adrian. That's David. That's Kels. We talk about video games every week on youtube.com/@BlueRubies in the evening, but it just happens around then. And we talk about whatever else we want to, because that's what we do. I know we're talking about
True.
Superman this week. We're gonna
It's woke agenda.
Yep. We're gonna talk about something else that I'm actually very excited for David to hear.
Some BBC.
Yeah, that too. Courtesy of David. But first things first, how's y'all's week been?
Exhausting. It was Patch Week this past week.
I feel like it's Patch Week. No,
It's
like
always the second Tuesday of the month.
I hate that shit when it's like you have to remember something like the first like something of the month or something like that because I'm like I never remember that stuff. So like I swear there's been 40 times this year where I'm like, all right, I'm waking up a little bit early so I can get to my classroom on time and like get a little bit of work done, and then it's like, no, you're late for a meeting actually. I'm like, oh cool, fantastic, because I just wasn't paying attention. Yeah, all right. So patch weeks, you didn't do anything.
I played a little Vidya, a little bit. That's about it though.
Okay, Kels.
Yeah, super boring. Missed last week due to the early screening of Superman.
Worth
but
it?
Other than that, been chilling. I think we'll probably talk about it, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. Um, I I'm counting down the time till break, which is unfortunate, and I got 2 weeks left, which flew by. I feel like, um, so I'm a little I'm like behind on some homework already, and I got to start setting up for next year. And I'm like, oh god, I don't want it. Like, give me like 2 or 3 more weeks, and I'm good. But Jesus, but I'm gonna before we dive into Superman, I have something to tell David that I actually started this week finally.
Would you actually start this week?
I was looking at my list. Okay, so I beat Age of Calamity. I went through. I did a lot of the extra stuff that I said I wasn't gonna do, but I did it so I could all the so I can do the cuts. I could have watched it on YouTube, right? But there's something nice about earning the cutscene. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
went through, beat that, done. Um, and I was like, crossed off my list. So it's Breath of the Wild, Age of Calamity. Um, I feel like I did something else. I feel like I played another game, but I might not have. But those are still 2 long games. I'm like, and I've been doing a lot of movies. I'm like, you know what? I've not done a show. You know what?
Ooh.
Saturday night, got home. I was like wondering, I was like, what do I watch? I'm screaming through my movies. I'm like, I think it's time. So I got the box set of Twin Peaks. Bust that thing
Man.
out. I am now about 20 episodes into Twin Peaks, so we can talk about this a little bit now.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then the first episodes of each season is an hour and a half. Each episode's about 45 minutes, so 20 episodes in, I've been doing my work. It's very exhausting watching that too sometimes. So I'm like ready to binge, but I'm like
Binging it is rough.
I'm ready to binge sometimes, but I'm like getting like tired doing some of it. I'm like, holy shit. And there's one moment I actually had last night that was really funny with it. But before I get to that, before I finally tap in David in here for a second, Kelsey, you watched Twin Peaks?
Nope.
Okay. Do you care about spoilers?
Don't care.
Cool. I think I watched it out of order the first
How
time.
the fuck did you manage that?
I don't believe I did, but I feel like I did because I watched the pilot. Okay, I remember everything from the pilot. Fantastic. I've been watching. By the way, I didn't notice I didn't before, but I'm watching with the log lady before each episode now. So going through with that. But I swear I only thought I got like 3 or 4 episodes in, and I did not remember a single thing between episodes 2 to 4. But I remember details from episodes 5 and 6.
Huh.
So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if I just like, because to be fair, the box set's kind of funky. There's like 13 discs mashed in there. Like maybe I fucked up somewhere and I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know, but need to say we're good. We're solid. I'm like about 19, 20 episodes in. Currently, what's happening right now? The Major just popped back up.
Ah, okay, yep. As
So-
they're preparing for the Black Lodge.
Yeah, he disappeared for about an episode, came back, and I'm like on that next episode, I think.
All right.
So I've been super excited to finally get through this. This has been like the hallmark thing for me. I feel like it's been like the thing that everyone's always told me to for ages. You told me to for years. Everyone's told me. Everyone that Remedy.
Literally every piece of media you enjoy has been telling
Everyone
you to
just
fucking watch
says,
it as
"Hey,
well.
what's your favorite thing?" Twin Peaks. I'm like, motherfucker, it just keeps talking to me, right? Then House of Leaves, and then everything Remedy ever does, right? So it's finally cool to get through it. And I remember the first time I watched this, I watched however long I watched it though. Like it's getting there, it's kind of getting there, but I haven't gotten to the really weird shit, which is what I know, right? Because whenever I see Twin Peaks, I don't really see just casual like daytime drama shit, which it is. There's so many affairs going on in that show, dude. Everyone, you got
so soap opera.
everyone's like fucking some other person at some other time. But I was like, and I always see just weird shit when I see Twin Peaks. Everyone's always like, the weirdest shit, the weirdest media ever is like, everyone's like, oh, that's like Twin Peaks. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm watching like people talk and cry over something right now. So it took me a little
the
while.
slowest sentimental jazz music possible.
The same song, by the way, which I gotta say, I am a sucker for when they play the intro music in shows. I will admit this is not that time. They play this song about every 15 minutes at least.
Leah struggles so hard getting through Twin Peaks because she's like, every time I hear that song, I just want to go to sleep. It's so droning.
Yeah, I
I'm
do.
like, yeah.
It does bum me out too because the intro is something I just skipped through. Like I'm not an intro watcher for that. Granted, it's a 1.5 minute long intro, but
Like,
it's
just slowly panning over the mountainside.
yeah, which is cool to watch the first time. But something like Severance, right? When I watch Severance, I'm like I'm locked into that thing. Dude. I'm like that intro is so good. Can't say
Yeah.
the same with Twin Peaks, which is fair. That's fine, you know. I would love to know what the conversation was when the show was coming out because it's like it does seem like just a regular ass daytime drama for the first like couple episodes, and then slowly it starts devolving. And I'm obviously where I'm at now is we're getting to the weird shit. Like we're in the
Well, that's one of the funniest things about like the production history of Twin Peaks is because Frost and Lynch battled each other so much on the direction of the show, and you notice it an insane amount when you go into season 2, and you can tell right away when Lynch was kicked off the series and when he came back.
when was he kicked off?
The beginning of season 2,
And when was he?
and he came back about halfway through season 2.
That's so funny though because I had that in my brain the entire time and I couldn't tell. I felt like it was pretty solidly weird the entire way through season 2. So I need to go back and reassess and I'm like so excited to dive into like video essays about the show, but I need to go back because yeah, I did not catch it. I had that in my brain the entire time, knowing that Lynch kind of dipped out and came back in, but I couldn't tell that. Like the show, like definitely once season 2 hit, it's like all right, we're just getting into weird shit now.
The exact tone of it is just not right. And when you specifically, especially are watching it with that in mind, that he's missing for those episodes, it's fascinating because it's almost aimless in the first half of the second season. And then it's basically right when Lynch comes back is like, all right, we're getting on fucking track with how this story's supposed to go
Interesting.
again.
So am I not at that halfway part then?
You're basically there because when the Major comes back, fuck, it's hard to say without potentially spoiling.
Yeah, be careful.
As
Is he back in the show yet or not?
yeah, he should be back at the show, but at this point, yes.
Because you know what, he has to be. Because let me say this.
I was gonna say, has there been cryptic clues left for the cast around at this point that they're trying to figure out what they mean?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But
so he's
see,
back.
yeah, I don't know. But either way, what I was gonna say is, I was watching it. I binged it all day yesterday. You know, I'm trying to get through this because I do want to play Donkey Kong when that comes out. I'm like, I want to kind of knock some stuff out too when this happens. So, Twin Peaks is gonna be the biggest blur of my life in a good way, which I think that kind of helps with that show. It's like, show feels like a crazy ass dream, and I think it'd be kind of funny to knock that thing out in a week and just live with it. But I don't really talk about this kind of stuff, but whatever. It's legalized. Last night I decided to partake in some extra stuff while I'm watching this show.
Hell yeah.
Our
Yeah.
man went ahead and inhaled Quaaludes.
Yeah,
Just scarfed them all up.
so much
Stuffed him
ecstasy.
right up his meat wallet.
And it's so funny because as I did that and as it's hitting, I was like having that epiphany moment where I'm like, oh shit, this show is actually where I want it to be now. It is actually fucking weird. Because you know why? And I had that, I love always referencing it. I had the Leo pointing at the screen moment when they were doing the, do you know what scene I'm talking about? Because wait, before I say my hint, as a huge fan of Kentucky Route Zero, do you know what scene I'm talking about when I point at the screen? I'm like, holy shit, this is that scene.
Maybe not in relation to Kentucky Route Zero. No.
Okay. It was the singing in the bar when they were cutting in and out of that. I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm just having that moment where I'm like trying to like pointing at the screen metaphorically because I'm not. I'm just zoinked out on the couch.
You're just pointing at yourself like, I got that reference.
No, and it was definitely a lot that I did because I was like the girlfriend and her cousin were out because he's moving. She was helping him, and God, I was so hungry. I hadn't really eaten all day.
My man was like, yeah, I'd love to help, but I'd rather just get Bliss to watch
No.
Twin Peaks.
No, she knows I'm on break, and she's like, yeah, no, you're good. They had to drive like 45 minutes that way, and then from here 45 minutes that way for something. I'm like, no. But it's side tangent. I was so hungry, and she was like, oh, I got you Taco Bell. I'm like, fantastic. And then I was like not paying attention because I'm like so hungry. I'm like, I'm just not pay attention to how far away she is. And then she gives me a text like, oh man,
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, that was when the show got really weird. Like the Giants like up there all of a sudden talk. I'm like, holy shit. And I was like, you know, I know when I'm like not sober when I can start hearing my own thoughts.
You don't normally hear your own thoughts?
Like I'm actively verbally talking to myself like in my head pretty hard like that. I have
You
ADHD,
don't
so I feel
normally
like
do that?
I have ADHD, so I feel like I kind of just go.
This was a big like topic on Twitter like a few months ago about people that have an inner monologue, and people
Dialogue,
that
yeah.
don't have an inner
So
yeah, dialogue.
I did because one of my students just actively like vocally talks to herself. I looked at her funny. She's like, "You don't do that?" And I was like, "I probably do. I just don't really notice it." And I'm sure I do. I have ADHD though, so like I'm always just kind of just doing. But when I'm not when I'm not sober, I can kind of like narrate and talk to myself a little bit more. I kind of like give myself an extra second to like process in my brain. So I knew I was because when I know she's like getting close, I'm like, let me pretend if I'm sober and see if she notices. But like
That's the most.
Yeah,
fucking
that's how you
glitched
know.
out of your
Whenever you say
mind
that
thought
first, you know
you
that's
have.
right. But literally, I heard her unlocking the door, and I'm just staring at Twin Peaks, and she's just like, she steps in,
Skip to the
she
board.
she smells the air. She's like, "Oh, you had fun," and I was just like, "Yeah," and I just didn't even respond. I'm just like so locked in on Twin
Just
Peaks. I'm
smells
just
like
like,
art.
yeah, I'm just like not. I am like that person. Like, and this is the first time it's ever happened in Athens. I'm just like zoink because I was just zoinked out just like watching this show, and it
Wait,
was
so
like,
y'all are legal in New Mexico?
yeah,
Hell yeah.
thank God,
Hell
because
yeah.
it was like otherwise
Maine as well.
it was like everyone just drove to fucking Colorado and shit.
Hell yeah. Or Arizona. Arizona's legal now too.
Yeah, we're getting there. Um,
We only have fucking medical here. It's so stupid. But
your boy
if
has
you do
headaches.
get a card- right.
Um,
Talk at length about your anxiety. It's fine.
No, they don't even care about that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, here, pay the fee for the doctor's visit.
do you
and
remember?
there go.
You remember being at I thought you made a comment about it, David, when we were at the beach.
Yeah, in
Remember?
California? Yeah.
That was like a stand every 14 feet
Tents everywhere.
of just like how to legalize, and literally all you had to do was walk in there, and be like, I kind of get headaches. Like, all right, cool.
Oh, dude,
Man,
they got
it was like
digital now.
$5.
You
Here
just
you
get
go.
on like you just do like a Zoom call.
Love this world. Not really, actually, but love that at least. But yeah, no, it was like that moment, and it was like literally the most perfect episode that I could like landed on, because I'm like, holy shit, this show is actually like what I was thinking of it being the entire time. I'm like seeing a horse come out of the fucking wall. I'm seeing like the
was in the
reflection
show,
of
man.
someone different on there. There's a giant on stage, and he's like, let me give you 3 riddles. I'm like, oh my God, we're here. Hallelujah. It was like a steady incline, and I'm sure if I was sober, I would have probably had the epiphany like now. But I'm like, now that I'm thinking, I was like, holy fuck, we're here. Like, we did it. So yeah, that was a really good moment to kind of have and just like balance off with that, because again, I'm seeing a bunch of shit, and dude, the show is Alan Wake, for fuck's sake. Like, there's like, I know we say Alan Wake is Stephen King, which is fair, but like, holy fuck, it is Alan Wake to a fucking T. There, it's your goddamn forest. There, it focuses on the coffee all the time. There's always like, it's got like still shots of like the mounted animal, like the elk on there. And you know what too? I'm willing to wager that Alan Wake's American Nightmare costume is derived off of Cooper's outfit after he gets kicked off FBI.
I could see it.
How he's wearing like the plaid. I'm like, that just like, I'm looking at it now, I'm like, oh dude, this is exact. And like, you think about it too, right? When you think of like, and I'm like, be careful if I'm going too far, don't spoil it, but like, from like, at least from what I see, right, where it's Bob and the other person's like that, that's like Mr. Scratch.
Yeah, I can see the comparison.
Yeah, so I'm like, holy shit, is Alan Wake the show? But I know it's the other way around, actually. Alan Wake is more like Twin Peaks the game in a way.
It was like the first time I watched Dune. It's like, oh shit, this is Star Wars. Oh wait, Star Wars is Dune.
Yeah. Don't you love that whenever you see that and you're like, wait a second, I'm seeing something here.
Right.
Those motherfuckers copied that. But yeah, no, it's been a really good time, and yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna have the show done by next week. So,
And don't forget Firewalk with me as well.
oh yeah, no, I'm so excited for that. That's a reason why too, because I've been eyeballing my Criterions, and I'm like, there's Twin Peaks just kind of staring at me. I'm like, I think I just gotta do it. So, being as vague as possible before we move on from this, because I want to deep dive this next week. Okay, I get through season 1, get through season 2 here probably in the next like day or so. Watch the movie. Is that a finality to the show, or is there like a reason why they came back to the show? I am so excited to watch season 3. Tell me that season 3 is good.
I still haven't seen season 3 yet.
Ooh.
Okay, so here's the thing. When season 3 came out, I was
we're doing that then, right?
Talking about it to a buddy of mine. Yeah, I'll fucking binge
You
it.
start watching it now then, because I'm gonna blow through this
All
shit
right.
crazy. So
Yeah, I'll binge it. But no, when season 3 first came out, I was excited for it. A buddy of mine was like, I've always wanted to watch Twin Peaks. So fuck it, perfect. We'll watch it together. Serve as a refresher. And by the time we got through it, just other shit came up. Then another buddy of mine, same thing. They're like, I've always wanted to get to Twin Peaks. All right, let's start from the beginning. We'll binge through it. And then when I originally met Leah, I was like, all right, this is one of my favorite shows. Let's fucking binge through it. And she could not.
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten
Dude,
to it yet.
The funniest shit. So, the girlfriend watched like the pilot in the first episode with me. Okay, she went to bed and I binged like another 2 or 3 episodes. And then in the morning she sat down with me and watched another episode. I kind of felt her. I'm like, oh, this thing happened. This thing happened. She's, all right. I binged through like the rest of season 1 and like the first like third of season 2, and she sits down to watch an episode with me. I'm like, all right. So there's like a person in the mirror that matches this guy, and then this girl tried to kill herself, and she's now has super strength, and she thinks she's 17 years old now. And I'm just like having to explain like all these. I was like trying to explain it in real time, like as the show was going on, but I had to pause every time a new character came up or a character she knew. I was like, all right, so here's what happened. This guy couldn't get his sperm going, and then he, it's like she's like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, a lot happened. But okay, so after the movie, is it satisfying? If they never touch it again, we're good?
Well, here's the thing. So the movie's technically a prequel. So
Okay.
So that doesn't
Never
matter.
mind.
You can
Then
watch the movie
so,
whenever.
yeah, no, so never mind then, because I always heard that season 2 ended on a cliffhanger, and then I always thought the movie followed up on that. Okay.
No. The movie is a prequel.
Holy shit.
The movie
I
is
am so
basically
sorry,
what led-
Twin Peaks fans. Good
Yeah,
lord.
the movie sets up Cooper coming to town.
I would have hated to be a fan back then, dude. Holy shit. If
No,
I got
it
left on a fucking cliffhanger for that show,
Here's the thing. It's a cliffhanger, but it's a satisfying.
Yeah, no, I'm
itself.
sure, because if it was a cliffhanger, people wouldn't care about the show as much, I'm sure.
But what is ingenious about the sequel series is I don't know if it was actually genuinely timed to be exactly done when it was.
That's
One
what
of the
I'm
last
thinking.
lines
Oh,
from the character is, fuck, we'll revisit this in X number of years, and hopefully this will be solved by then. And that was exactly when the new series came, was in that same amount of years.
I mean,
So,
have you heard?
I'm sure that was intentional.
Have you heard reception on season 3? Because I feel like I've always heard just really good things in general. So I'd be shocked if season 3 was not good.
From everyone I've talked to that has watched it, the way they explain it is there's a reason it's not called season 3.
It's Twin Peaks: The Return.
Yes.
Okay. I've always heard amazing things about it, so I can't imagine a show lets me down like in a Game of Thrones style. But I mean,
anytime you return to something you created, like 12, 18 years later, it's always going to have a different vibe about it.
Which
You're a much different person.
I fuck with that though. Like I like when people want to return and just you can kind of see where that was, and that's like what I told some of my students, right? When they had their first movie they made, and I didn't push it to be submitted in a state, but I told them, I was like, if I could have had 6 nominations, yours would have been the 6th one. But I was like, it just wasn't there yet. I was like, you guys had a really good start. Like you guys did everything, got it all done. Like I'm impressed, but we're not quite there yet. And so when they were talking, they were like, ooh, we want, because I unfortunately for me, I'm at fault for this, but they really want to do a sequel to their film. And I was like, how about this? Next year, I'm not gonna let you guys do a sequel, but if you guys want the final year, because they were sophomores this last year, so junior year, no, senior year, come back to my class, knock out your sequel then, so that way you have a really cool like field of view of like, here's where we started, here's where we ended. And I think that'd be kind of cool to see as a side by side of your like kind of your high school video making career, right? Like, here's our first film, it was all right, here's how we upped it after that, so yeah, no, I'm super excited to get to, I know season 3, but whatever. super super excited for that. But yeah, I was it's a bit of a mind fuck at some point, and it just like, man, everything is just everything's getting kind of crazy, and I'm enjoying that. So start binging season 3 ASAP.
Will do.
Because I'm probably gonna be done by
Uh,
the time we're back here next week. I'm done.
You
Yeah,
gotta watch
I'll
one
be
or
able
two
to
to
binge
refresh
through it
yourself
this week.
first.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. One thing I did watch. I still have like 2 episodes left to watch, but did you all start watching Ironheart yet?
No.
No, I haven't.
I
know
heard
King
about
Asim
who
saw
shows
that.
up, which makes me intrigued to watch it now, though.
Yeah.
Me too.
What a time to finally fucking use that character.
And I'm hearing that
To-
their entry in there is like has ramifications for everything else that's been going on.
For sure. Yep.
Yes, it basically recontextualizes everything in the MCU up to that point.
I need to watch that.
It's not bad.
Nah.
The first episode's not great.
Also, they had 15 years to
Uh,
work on the CG for that, so I heard it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks solid. I have no issues
Well,
with it.
they used a lot of practical stuff too, like they
Thank
did with
God.
Iron Man 1. Like a lot of her suit pieces and parts.
And
to
go
her
figure, it
practical.
looks really good.
Yeah. But yeah, the first episode is very, very rough because they're trying to set a lot of shit up all in one go, and it's very ham-fisted. But after that, it picks up its stride. There's been a few moments I had a good giggle at. It's just,
It's so weird, like how different series have like opposite problems. Like I feel like Miss Marvel, the first 2 episodes were like great, and then it kind of like falls off a little bit as it goes. But like you're saying,
Yeah.
Ironheart starts off kind of stumbling, but then really picks up. It's really interesting.
yeah, it's just my only real issue is it's just why now for the character they bring in, like especially for years of speculation.
It was supposed to be a
Because,
while ago. Right, go ahead, Kels.
I was gonna say because I mean that's just kind of like the next natural place you'd probably go with the MCU that's not mutants, right? Go to Supernatural.
We're getting
that-
Midnight Suns. I think that's gonna be like the big
Yeah,
big
'cause,
kind of
there's a
drum up
rumor that
after.
Moon Knight. I guess Moon Knight season 2 is like actually getting kicked into production, or a Moon Knight project.
Ooh.
Yeah,
And that I could see Moon Knight going into and setting up Midnight Suns, and Midnight Suns being the big kind of, not like it's not gonna be a big tentpole, right? But you kind of want them to have like these medium-sized tentpoles until you get to an Avengers film, right? Kind of like what Thunderbolts was, but hopefully make a bigger deal about that.
Do you think we do that with Midnight Suns? We actually just like skip Blade and basically treat him like the Hulk, where he just comes in and they team up.
I was gonna
well,
say,
he already.
go ahead first.
Well, I mean, he already kind of started that, right, with Black Knight. So I mean, what's the? I feel like that'd be like a good next step. Have
Yeah,
him be like the Fury.
and
of
we're
the
hearing
Midnight Suns.
rumblings that Ghost Rider is gonna be in Doomsday.
Yeah, Johnny
Yes.
Blaze.
Yeah, so I can imagine Ghost Rider's gonna just fall right into whatever that's happening afterwards. But
Fits
with
in with too, because I guess they're hinting towards Blackheart too, being like something big that they're wanting to do next
Ooh,
with
I fuck with that.
for you Marvel fans.
how the DCU is going things, which is fun to say, like after like how many years, right, of us ever like always being DCU might do something here, might do something there. I feel like, and we can talk about Superman in a second, but I feel like we can actually talk about it like being of relevance, right? And it's like when they're saying Clayface is gonna be a rated R like body horror film, I'm like, that's what the MCU needed to be, not these very cutter, only slight different tints of other colors. It needed to be like
Well, that's
drastically
what pissed me
different.
off about like. That's what pissed me off about Werewolf at Night. That's exactly what that was. Like that was like perfect what they needed to start doing, but they did like one and then just kind of never revisited.
And that was Michael Giacchino's, I think, directorial debut on that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it was his debut.
Yeah, which was
And it
great.
fucking awesome.
They
It's
should have
really
done,
good.
if they were smart, maybe they would just kept doing that like every presentation for like a Halloween thing. Just have them come back, hey, do something else, horror thing, and you would have had enough.
Yeah.
You would have everything lined up by now and been like, all right, cool, we can kind of do that and bring it in. I do think I'm hearing the rumblings is that they're gonna try to keep the TV and the movie universes separated as much as they can. I don't like that.
Agreed.
I think they need to just parse out how much TV they put out there. because the TV just fits better for some of these stories. Like I especially because I'm glad DCU is like, no, everything's gonna fall into play eventually with each other, like it's somehow some way, but they also don't really need to. But like you'll know by that time, right? Like maybe this person's on the other side of the globe, right? But I'm loving the fact that James Gunn's like very keen on like, no, everything's gonna be different. It's gonna have its own tone. Superman is very hopeful. Supergirl is not gonna be that. With that said, David, you watch a film?
I did not watch the film yet.
Okay, we're gonna go full spoiler mode.
I wasn't ready to quite hop into the woke propaganda.
Unfortunate, you missed out.
These damn immigrants providing hope to America.
We're gonna turn them gay.
Let's talk about this. All right, so we're going full spoilers. I'm putting the shades on. When these come off, we're done with spoilers. All right, Kels.
If you're audio only, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough for that. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunate. Kels, initial thoughts.
Yeah.
What are the first
What's my
thoughts out of your
thoughts?
brain as soon as the credits hit screen?
Yeah, my first thoughts were like, I don't like Superman. I'm not a Superman fan, but I really like this film.
Ooh,
It was,
okay.
I think it was a good movie. Yeah, I really liked it. And it's not even like me just being like a DC hater because I love Batman stuff. I love like lanterns, all the other shit, right? But Superman just never jumped out at me. He's
Have
never
you read
perked my like. He's always
what's the one that I think Tom King wrote? Superman. Let me see. I got it right here. Hold up.
I don't know. There's so many.
Superman. All-Star Superman, or no, Superman Up in the Sky.
Now I've heard good things about All Star Superman though, and I guess supposedly that's what this movie's kind of based off of.
Yeah, I have Superman Up in the Sky because I love Tom King. I need to read that still. But I'm kind of on the same boat as you. Superman's not ever been a hero that I'm like ever been into, just because I feel like he's gotten the short end of the stick in every sort of creative. At least I shouldn't say, like, I can't say that. Like I never got into Smallville. But like movie wise, I just never got into the new ones because I just didn't really feel like, I feel like because Superman's been a de facto villain in a lot of these medias, which sucks. And also it just feels like it's hard to balance them, right? Because then even Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? It's like he was a villain, didn't really, and then the second he came into play, it was like, oh, okay, we win. You know, it was like it's just an easy win button. So we never really had the stakes that I cared about for this character, which is cool that James Gunn penned this because it felt human. It was a very human story. And
Yeah, because there's a criticism that Clark's not in the movie a whole lot, but it's really funny because even whenever he is Superman, he feels incredibly human.
yeah,
Yeah.
and to be fair, like, yeah, I do get that criticism. That makes sense to me. But yeah, no, I feel like he wasn't. If it was I'm not gonna get into the whole like Henry Cavill thing. I think him being Superman was fine, but like it was very stoic. This one's not a stoic Superman, which is great to me.
No, he has a wonder about him, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah, the girlfriend had an issue with the line that was in the trailer where he's like, yeah, the only part that took me out was when he was like, hey, buddy, eyes up here. I was like, see, I understand that, but like I read about it in the comments and I actually saw that and it actually ended up being true in the movie, where it's like he's not saying that to be like silly or goofy for the film's sake. Like the fucking monster almost like burned these guys alive in this tower. He saw how freaked out they looked, so he looked back and he had that reaction where he looked back. He's like, oh fuck. So that's why he was trying to alleviate them and feel confident in front of them. He's like, hey, no, we're good. Like, I got this. Like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments like that where like whenever I think it's the hammer, he like lasers the building and Superman flies in. He's like, "Are y'all okay? Everyone all good?" Or it might have been with the kaiju.
Yeah.
You mean he didn't just destroy the city and not think twice about it?
Right.
Right. Which
Yeah, no, there's so many moments where he's like actively catching buildings or trying.
he
to put
shaves
shit
a
back into
fucking
place.
squirrel, which was funny. Like that
Yeah,
was
it's
that
so
was the
fucking funny.
funniest thing. Like he's going around like saving
Well,
people, but then like you see a squirrel there.
He
And
saves, yeah, he saves a dog first.
Yeah.
Because like he catches the kaiju's foot and there's a dog underneath and the dog won't move. He's just barking, so he super breaths it away. And then the squirrel, he's like saving people, and then that's the last one he scoops up.
which is like
It was really good.
when you see it compared to Man of Steel though, and you see Superman just kind of dodging just freight trucks as they blow into buildings and kill however many people are probably in there. Obviously, it's like
It's like,
no.
goddamn, there's less collateral damage in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, and so it was cool to see him like Superman actively went out of his way to save as many people as he could constantly. Like he was really like eyeballing to make sure no one was getting killed there, which makes the middle of the film, which everyone talks about the big moment with Lex Luthor, really stand the fuck out.
Yeah, and like one of my big things I like about James Gunn doing these movies is like how absurd he can be, like with just like how things are framed or how situations are handled, like the whole kaiju thing. So the Justice Gang, that's what they're called in here. It's Mr. Terrific, Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, and Hot Girl. The whole fight with the kaiju just had me fucking giggling.
Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid, like how. Because I know all this is just shit that James Gunn's just kind of spitballing, and like
they were
whenever
having
he puts
fun
his
writing
brain-
this. Like when he was like
Right.
brainstorming this, he had
The
fun.
Green
Like
Lantern makes a fucking object because they say go for the eye, so he makes a construct that attaches to the kaiju's eye, and it just starts stabbing him repeatedly in the eye.
and then Hot
It's just
Girl.
doing that. It's
and-
doing that the whole fucking fight too. Like every time they cut back, even in the distance, it's sitting there stabbing him in the eye.
And
It's so
Hot Girl
fucking funny.
flies up there and starts smashing with her thing, but then the kite starts blinking and she's like screaming because she's like, "I'm getting blinked to death," because it's starting to like tangle her. It's like, yeah, there's those moments there, but what I'll say is that this movie felt like, I remember going into it, people were like saying, "There's a lot of people in this cast." There are a lot of people in that cast, and you know what? They all killed it though. Like everyone, the only one that I feel like didn't quite get enough screen time was Hot Girl, but she had
Yeah,
a really,
for
but they
sure.
all had a moment which was like, all right, that was sick. Also,
I mean, Hot Girl kind of has one, but
she has the moment, like
as
definitely a big
big.
moment, which was a solid moment.
You
Which
fucking murder someone.
yeah, by the way, also president of the Hot Girl fan club. If you guys want to check us, let me know. But yeah, no, that was a sick
Oh,
moment.
she's in season 2 of
Yeah.
Last of Us. You should watch it.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that now. No, I was
Why,
like
you
to say
love it,
season
man.
2 of Peacemaker. I was like, yeah, no, I didn't know she was in there. Yeah, but I saw a picture. But good for her. She's on a run this year. I didn't realize that's Dora.
Yeah, that too.
yeah.
And she was in Transformers.
Nice.
She had the little Dinobots.
They all had a really good moment with that. Guy Gardner, I love that he, like, everyone was kind of skeptical on him, but everyone's like, no, hold up, our bad, we get it. It was good.
Well, see, that was the whole stupid thing. It's like, oh, the bowl cut's stupid. It's like, bro, this is the
The
character.
character's
Tiki.
stupid.
He's literally a fucking dickbag. You're supposed to not really like him, but he
Right.
does stuff that makes you like him.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not supposed to like
that's his
him, but
whole
you end up
thing.
liking him.
right.
And then I think one of the big sleeper hits that no one expected, Mr. Fantastic. Excuse me,
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific was
Fucking
fucking incredible.
Amazing. There's this
So-
one really cool. Oh, you say that?
Well, I was gonna say the whole thing is they have him act and they have him put on like the performance of like a blaxploitation film, like Jackie Brown or something,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fucking awesome. Like he's giving all of his line readings kind of like just quick and to the point, just kind of like saying it, and just like how. Like there's a moment where they ask him like, "Oh, are you sure you can do that? I'm Mr. Fucking Terrific," and he just like mushes them, like
Yeah.
hits their face. It's so fucking good.
But
And they have him like
Boom, could
play
just
like,
fucking appear.
and they have him play as like the smartest guy in the room at all times, and he's absolutely like whenever he does that, you're like, yeah, this dude's the smartest guy in the room, and he's a fucking badass. It was
Mhm.
amazing.
that was
So
a
good.
really good scene, David, where him and Lois are trying to break into something, and it gives you could tell
It's
James
like the
Gunn.
Wonder fight scene.
What was that?
It's like one of those Wonder fight scenes like he has in Guardians and
Yeah,
stuff like
I was
that.
gonna say you could tell James Gunn learned from the Guardians hallway fight. He's like, all right, cool, let's do it again, but do it in a different way where they're walking into this facility where everyone's like, all right, hold on, let's kill them. He puts a bubble down for Lois, so Lois is kind of just like constantly looking around this whole thing, and it's just terrific, just causing mayhem for everyone. Like you'll see him dip in frame, you'll see him dip out of frame, you'll see like his bots come in and just like fuck someone up, and then he comes back in, and it's like it's so cool. It's so much fun to see that.
I'm actually kind of hyped for this now.
Yeah,
It's really good. Like I said, not a fan of Superman in general. None of the films jump out at me. Some people like have a love for Man of Steel or Christopher Reeves. I couldn't give a shit less. Great movie though.
I
Speaking of
do.
which,
Oh, go ahead. No, you first.
I was gonna say, because I'm the same way. I've never been a big Superman fan, And I had to double check what the name of the story was because I forgot. But there is one comic story for Superman I actually really do like, which is Superman Grounded. I do highly recommend that one.
Okay.
Every Superman story I like in comics is usually because he's like put up against like a foil like Batman. Like I feel like he gets like the best brought out of him whenever he's put up against bats in the comic.
Which
like World's
The
Find
idea
and
of
stuff like that.
Grounded is he's just done. He's detached. He's like, I'm fucking tired.
Actually,
And so he
Kingdom
just
Come is pretty
walks
good,
across
too.
the country.
That sounds cool.
I will disagree. I think I heard New Rockstars talk about this. I think or someone where they said that they watched Superman. They understand 100% why Matt Reeves Batman is not part of this universe, and I disagree wholeheartedly. I think those two being a foil to each other is fantastic on that end. Like,
Yeah, it's like perfect. He's so cynical and just downtrodden.
it's
and
like you
then
see
have-
Metropolis so bright color, and you see Gotham just so fucking dark.
dark, flooded.
Yeah. So it's like, no, I
Fucking
actually disagree with that. I can see those being perfect because again, I'm very hopeful for the DCU to just constantly bring new and different feels to it. You know, like you haven't really got this kind of thing until like maybe even like a Guardians or a Black Panther where it came with a different like style. But even then, they didn't genre shift. They're all there's an MCU genre, right?
Yeah.
But the DCU, it looks like if James Gunn holds up to it, it looks like it's just kind of going to bounce around different genres. Like I'm really excited for the body horror for Clayface. Like that's going to set the tone for
Agreed.
what they're going to do with that.
Well, because that's always been the fascinating thing is that like DC has always killed it in the animation space because everything is so different. And it's like, yeah, that's how it should be. Mirror the energy of the comics. Every comic is its own different tone, energy, style about it. Your adaptation should be just the same, just wild
Whereas
and
like
free.
MCU movies just kind of feel like, all right, they're going to be kind of like you're going to get maybe a different kind of tone for a bit. Like, you know, obviously like Brave New World was a little bit different, but like characters still going to be quippy. You're still going to have that same kind of feel or like the same thing with the team up. Like, you know, it kind of gets a little bit grating on that end. Going back to
They're
Superman.
sanitized.
Yeah, go back to
Well,
Superman.
I mean, you say that, but once we get like 8 years into DCU, you're probably gonna have that. Same
That's what I'm
feeling,
hoping
right?
not, right? We'll see. And I could definitely
I
see
just
that.
don't see how that's not a thing. Well, it like maybe if they do like Elseworlds or jump somewhere around, but I mean, right now we're the MCU's like 616, right? So I mean, anything that comes forward, it's gonna be based in that reality, how that world operates. So I mean, you're not gonna get a whole lot different. Like, yeah, you'll get you'll get spy thriller, you'll get a team up movie, you'll get a horror movie or something. I mean, they're gonna be quippy. They're gonna talk the same, right?
Right. It just feels like the things carry over to one another. Like I feel like James Gunn stamped the MCU so hard with Guardians that everyone became a Guardians character in a way. You know, everyone had some sort of like silliness to them or some sort of other right. Not to extreme degree, but really like that's what happened there. Whereas like I'm trying to talk about like just different tonally, right? And I think the biggest thing will be how different are Superman and Supergirl because he's really touting this Supergirl script. He's saying the script is great. He's really like hyping that up. It just finished filming, so we'll see how that looks. So I got high hopes for that too because I need to read that as well. I have that as well.
Well, that one's gonna have Jason Momoa in it too. So
Lobo.
yeah, not as Blanca, as Lobo.
I will say I do disagree with what the audience has said, and I think they should have kept that dog punching scene because you know where it got cut. Like you can tell exactly where it got cut.
Yeah.
And that would have added everyone being pissed off because there was that moment, and then when you saw Crypto being stuck in the yeah, and like just running, everyone was like,
Oh, yeah.
I love that it almost turned to John Wick for a second though. So David, he comes back, sees all of his robots kind of fucked up, and it was that fucked up scene too, where the robot's like trying to kill itself too.
Yeah,
I thought
it's, like,
that was
stabbing
pretty.
itself in the head.
Yeah, like the robots got fucked up by the engineer and Ultraman, and he comes back in and just like all the robots are just fucked, and there's like one robot like just stabbing itself in the head with a screwdriver trying to kill itself.
Jesus.
I was like, that was actually kind of intense for that kind of film, but whatever. But he knows Crypto's gone, and then as soon as he sees Crypto's gone, straight up just says fuck it, flies straight to Luthor Corp and just busts right the fuck in and just goes straight to Lex Luthor's like, where the fuck is the dog?
So How funny is it that he doesn't just go to the window? He takes the elevator all the way up
Yeah.
and comes through the door. That's what I thought was so fucking funny about it.
He wanted to be dramatic about it.
Yeah, dramatic little bitch.
Yeah. But I was like, everyone was on that level. Like, where the fuck is a dog? But yeah, Crypto added a lot too. I'm glad we got Crypto on the big screen like that because I think that added a lot of more character and even though it didn't need levity, it definitely added a little bit of good levity in there where it needed to be because it felt like the movie was intentionally right, but it felt like the movie was trying its best to like give you that doom scrolly feel, right, where it's like, no, here's everything bad, and really tried to drag Superman down to where everyone kind of feels these days, but Superman just kept trying to lift himself up little by little, and he got help along the way, which I think that was a big critique of the film that people didn't like, is that there was no point in this film where Superman won his own fight. He always had to have help, but I think that was the point. We needed a film where Superman isn't just God. He's like,
An unstoppable machine.
He needs help from
to be
people.
fair, he like 360 no scopes like 20 dudes with his laser eyes.
Yeah,
so.
that was sick. David, there was an intense scene that happened. Kels, you want to tell him about the big scene that I think everyone really got caught off guard with?
The one where he fucking digs underground and tunnels around like a little fucking rat.
No. Where Russian
So
roulette.
funny. Oh yeah, someone gets fucking murdered in this movie.
So
What the fuck?
so dude,
So the whole thing is Luthor has a pocket dimension, which is kind of like a holding cell. Like it looks all fucked
He's
up.
the
in
biggest
there, but there's
hater.
a bunch- Yeah, he's the biggest hater. Like he has a bunch of operations going on there. He has like a intergalactic jail pretty much where he like throws ex-girlfriends, superpowered people in there, blah blah blah. And so like he tries to interrogate Superman because throughout the movie we see, well, it happens once. Like Superman gets knocked to the ground and a civilian helps him out. The civilian,
one in the
is
trailer.
a hot dog. Yeah, he's a hot dog cart owner that Superman knows, and he's a fan of Superman's. So whenever they capture Superman, they bring that guy there, and he's like, "All right," puts the gun to his head. Tell me what I need to know. Pulls the trigger and click. Pulls,
so
pulls
really
it.
quick, pulls that guy out, right? Like this is and I love when they do callbacks like that, right? Because it was like a small moment in the beginning of the film, brought him back. But the goat, by the way, dude's like gun to his head.
Yeah, I have no family. Don't tell him anything.
Yeah, he says, "Yeah, I don't have a family. Don't say anything, Superman. Like, no, fuck it. Don't say a single thing." He revolves it once,
Right,
doesn't pop up. All right, cool. He reloads another one. Oh, nope, that one got it. And even Lex was like, "Huh, that was pretty fast."
And they show it from behind, from pretty far, and you see the body flop and everything. You're like, oh, they just murdered that guy in a
Damn.
Superman movie.
Just a random like good Samaritan that just literally helped Superman off the ground because he got knocked the fuck out for a second. And yeah, and it was a really sweet moment at the end that kind of gave a big shout like in the film. But yeah, that was intense too. Like I was like, damn, that. And then for Lex to like not give a shit either. Shout outs to Nicholas Holm for that because yeah, he played a really solid Lex Luthor on that. I did think the monologue-y parts probably could have been. I can either do with or without. I think because they got kind of talky a little bit at the end, but yeah, dude, he got massive hater energy, dude. It's incredible, really.
He had like a whole cabal of monkeys like doing an online hate campaign.
Bro,
That's so funny.
The funniest shit ever. Yeah, because there was
Super
like
shit.
yeah, so they're like, hey, Superman, you look at social media. He's like, no, because they just a bunch of nonsense, probably, right? It's like, yeah, hashtag super shit, hashtag Superman sucks, or whatever, yada yada. And they're going down in that prison part, and they pass by a bunch of monkeys. Like, oh, those are my monkeys. I have type up stuff on the internet, and you see them typing in super shit. I'm like, yep, that makes sense. That's exactly what the internet is currently right now, right? All those people are just fucking monkeys just typing bullshit. But yeah.
See,
I have to
James
imagine,
Gunn
like,
could have
that's-
said you're a monkey across the world instead of a fucking Indian kid. Yeah, then it's goddamn movie.
I think it would have been taking more racist if he said that.
If you've been like a monkey in a pocket dimension,
Spoilers.
people would have been like, oh, that's weird. And then they happen, and then they see it and like, oh, I see you.
No, that's when he doubles down, like in Clerks 2. He's like, "No, I'm taking it back."
Yeah, I'm taking it back. I'm reclaiming it. What? My grandma used to call me it all the time.
I'm gonna get something in a second.
But okay, so another thing is, I feel like the DCU's like really fortunate and smart starting off with Superman, right? because you kind of establish a baseline. Meanwhile, if you start off with like Matt Reeves' Batman, right? It starts off like gritty, super grounded, nothing really supernatural or fantastic about it. But Superman, you kind of have all these expectations, right? People fly, metahumans are a thing.
It's like a sampler plate.
It's kind of like a sampler plate, but you also start off big and grandiose. So it's not like you start off with Iron Man, then all of a sudden you have to work your way to Thanos, right? You have to work your way to the intergalactic threat. So I feel like it's really smart that you start there.
Yeah, it did a really cool thing, I think, in the beginning where it kind of did the Star Wars thing where it kind of filled you in on just a bunch of stuff that's been going on in the world.
I audibly said no fucking way whenever they started doing the fucking, not quite crawl, but like the description of what's happening.
Yeah. By the way,
it was good though. It got me. I was like, okay, you got me.
My favorite tweet so far online was this guy holding his ticket. He's like, been waiting for post-credit payouts for 3 years. Let's go, baby. He's wearing a Black Adam shirt. I'm gonna be right back. Kells, keep talking about
it.
Keep saying
yeah. Yeah, just keep on slobbing it. No, yeah, good movie.
Hell yeah.
But I'm cautiously optimistic for what comes next. I mean, this could have been like a flash in the pan, right? I mean, the Clayface thing, yeah, Adrian's excited about it because it's body horror, but me, who gives a fuck about Clayface? Why is that one of the next big movies coming out? I don't give a shit about that. Give me.
I mean, he was like the best part of Suicide
City?
Squad Isekai.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, no, it's just like this is a nobody character. I don't give a fuck. Okay, Batman might show up. That's gonna be the best part of it. You're gonna overshadow and shit on everything else in the movie. So I mean, it's I don't understand it.
Imagine though they skip Batman, they just have fucking Damian just show up and just piss on his corpse or something.
Well, see, that's another big thing too, right? Because the whole rumor is that Batman was gonna be Brave and the Bold Batman, right? And so that's Batman with Damon and Robin. So the whole thing is like, oh, so we have this really young Superman, like he's in the movie it says he's been on the job for 3 years, but you're gonna have like a 40-50-year-old Batman with a son. Like this kind of like feels not great because all the good Batman and Superman stories are about equal in human age, about the same physiques, so they can kind of go toe to toe. So it's going to be really weird. And like I said before, like I don't think Damian works unless you have the history established of the previous Robins. And I don't think Batman really works if you just jump into the end like that, right? I feel like we can skip the parents thing. We know his motives, we know that, but we want to see him build up to the capable Batman. I think that's one reason why Pattinson worked really well after all these years of Batman movies and following up what Bale did.
We also finally fucking meet Dick Grayson proper.
Yeah, exactly. Give me my boy. I want to see the OG on there.
I want at least a film of him being Robin, and then I finally get my fucking Nightwing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got a Nightwing tattoo. Give me Robin.
Yeah.
We'll he doesn't have to stay there long. Get him off to Bloodhaven. He can do his solo thing. Gets Tim Drake in there. Let's do this whole thing.
You know what? Fuck it. Just go ahead. Have him already be a little bit older, already ready to kind of like, you know, that awkward late teen years where he's like, I'm ready to be an adult, Dad. And Batman's like, I don't fucking think so. And then he's like, let me go find me a new recruit and you can have a new me. And it's like, here's Jason Todd. This is going to work great. Promise. Here you go. And then let him ride off into the sunset as all that happens.
See, another controversial take. I'd be kind of cool just skipping over Jason. I feel like he's like not really needed. It was just kind of nothing.
I feel like he is overdone because Red Hood has become such a very prominent character. And maybe that's just the unfortunate thing of like, you know, nowadays I'm sick of Joker. Just because he's fucking constant and it never fucking stops. And honestly, even Harley. I'm so fucking sick of Harley.
Too mainstream, man. Where's Calendar Man? Solomon Grundy, who? Supposedly that would be cool. Do a long Halloween Calendar Man. Let's do it.
Did get something, which I'll show off right now.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
Got
Nice.
that.
You got a mailbox.
The popcorn bucket for Superman, which I think this is cute. So it comes out right here, which is not gonna. This would be a pain in the ass to clean. So it's like, yeah, I'm not actually putting popcorn in that. But
Right.
The front part flips and
Which is the dead dog.
crypto. Close. It was $30, which isn't bad on where we're looking at like $80 Galactus heads. But also the girlfriend was already getting popcorn, and this comes with free popcorn, so I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just pay the extra $10. And just
I mean,
get
it
that.
basically pays for a third of it at that point.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just pay the extra $10 and just get the bucket. That's fine. I wasn't thinking about getting that, but yeah, why not? Anyway, yeah, no, it was a really good time. It was cool to see what is the start of a big universe really start to come out there, right? You saw Peacemaker made his cameo in there too, so we know that's going to be doing a lot of stuff there. You see a lot of like inklings of where James Gunn's like, I kind of want to do this stuff next, and you're kind of getting that. And then apparently, I guess the season 2 of Peacemaker has it's James Gunn saying they have an idea of what they want to be their big tentpole eventually, but no one really is expecting it. So it's not gonna be Crisis on Infinite Earth. That's like I think they'll shoot themselves in the foot if they do that soon. Like push that way the fuck back.
Yeah.
But you said
well, the cool thing is too, they could go backwards because in the Hall of Justice, the JSA has already been a thing. There was like portraits and stuff of them up in the background. So if you wanted to, we could go back to Black Cat. We could do Jay Garrick Flash.
Mhm.
There's a
Ooh.
precedent there.
so.
And I think there's actually a picture of Dr. Fate too, and people have been theorizing it might be Pierce Brosnan as him, which would be cool. I love JSA. JSA is really sick.
Yeah, no, we got a lot of cool places to go, but apparently season 2 is gonna have. He said that once you see season 2 of Peacemaker, you're gonna have an idea of what he means by that. So
Well, they already kind of spoiled it a little bit in the trailer, right? We know it's going to deal with alternate dimensions.
okay, yeah, I haven't seen anything because obviously I haven't
Just
seen the
hard
first season.
fucking.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's kind of a spoiler, but in the first season, that's where pocket dimensions are introduced.
yeah,
and
I
that's
did
why,
hear
like,
that. New Rockstar spoiled
yeah.
that for me, so. But I did, yeah. So that was a thing that happened the first
Eric
season,
Voss, you son of a bitch.
right? Did you guys see that Elmo's Twitter account got hacked?
Yeah,
No.
anti-Semitic Elmo.
Yeah, it's
I knew
that's
it.
so annoying. They hacked Elmo and started saying some heinous shit on there.
Yeah, Elmo's like talking about how the Jews run the world.
People these days. Anyway, anything else we have to say on Superman? You know
No,
what?
good movie.
Loved that. I feel like the trailers kind of showed the first like third of the film only. And Lois Lane and oh, you know what? The Kent parents were great.
Oh yeah, they were really good.
Lois Lane was awesome.
Really liked
Every
them.
character had a solid moment in
They
here.
felt real. Like they didn't feel like actors. They felt like someone's actual parents.
Right.
Just being a parent to their kid.
And I did, because it did bug me at the beginning when you know they were taking care of him, right? But then he's like, let me hear
He's
from
being
my.
kind of a dick.
But he's like, yeah, let me hear from my parents, and it's just his Kryptonian parents.
Well, it comes back around, right?
Yeah, which I appreciated that, because I was always had to the back of my head. I was like, that's kind of dumb. These are the people that raised you and it made you who you were.
That's another thing. So like in the movie, it starts off like they're playing a message for Superman as like he's like resting up on his like bed, I guess, in the Fortress of Solitude. It's a message from Jor-El and his mom Laura, and it's like,
L'Oreal.
yeah, exactly. And it's like they're speaking in Kryptonian. It's translated. It's pretty much like we're sending you away. We found a planet for you. Blah blah blah, and it kind of cuts out. Like the message is garbled. They lost the message. So when Lex gets to the Fortress of Solitude, they sack it. They find the message. They decode it, and it's presented as like unaltered. Like Lex just took it and decoded it, which I think is kind of bullshit. But it's so
Everyone was like
weird.
super confident it was like not fucked with, because
Like they say it multiple times by different people, FBI, Lex,
like
different
that was a
places,
thing.
but-
Obviously, that's a very weird plot hole in the film that you could tell James Gunn didn't really know what to do with, and just said, "All right, fuck it, let's just clarify 45 times to make sure no one thinks like this is a dumb."
Well, they didn't even have to do that. Just have Lex doctor it and him admit it at the end and be another reason that Superman like doesn't trust him or has disdain for him. Like they didn't have to hammer it into our heads like, oh, so the whole thing is at the end of the message, they tell him pretty much like these people are weak, you can rule over them, take a
Invincible.
harem of women. Yeah, it's essentially like the Viltrumite, like go conquer this world. But there's no, like,
Go
returning
conquer and
back.
fuck bitches.
Yeah, and that's another funny thing. Like a whole like 10 minutes after that, they're constantly talking about Superman's harem. Does he have a harem? And he's having to explain it to Lois. And it feels like another one of those James Gunn isms that like he finds something that he thinks funny or really works and kind of sticks with it. And that's one I don't think really worked. But luckily they kind of do get past it fairly quickly. But I do think it's a weird thing that that's even part of the plot. Like I said, that doesn't have to be like the end all be all. That doesn't have to be the actual message, but for some reason they really want to stick that. So it makes me wonder if like maybe it has something to do with Supergirl, and like maybe she'll like fill in some more of like what it means to be a Kryptonian.
She'll get a harem.
So yeah,
that's what people are thinking. So the whole thing is at the end of towards the end of the movie, Kara crashes into the Fortress of Solitude. And it's a moment like, oh fuck, Supergirl's in this movie. It's a cameo. You find out Crypto's her dog. Which throughout the movie, yeah.
You're gonna say you're gonna talk about it.
Well, throughout the movie, Clark mentions that he's a foster, or he's not a very good dog, or he doesn't listen to him.
Yeah, no, the dog does not listen to anything. The dog's just like thrashing the fuck around. And we love the dog. Dog's sweet, obviously, but the dog is like those dogs. You know, the dogs you first adopt that have not been trained at all whatsoever. They're tearing everything up. They're just bouncing around everyone. You can tell him to stay, and he just starts running. You know, so like, yeah, so she comes in and dog just tackles her, and he's like, all right, yeah, that makes sense.
And so the whole thing is Kara like talks about how like she's going somewhere to party and get drunk, and the robots kind of filled in like, oh, this planet's near a red sun, and near a red sun her metabolism isn't as fast, so she can get drunk. And so everyone's like, okay, she has a harem across the galaxy somewhere.
Backyard fence made of cock.
Right. So it really makes you wonder if like the reason why they're establishing that here is like maybe it's gonna be something diametrically different between Kara and Clark, and maybe that'll get explored more. But if it doesn't, that was a really fucking weird decision.
No.
To just have that stick.
Did you see what he said so far about Supergirl?
No.
Let me. So, and also, do you want to tell him what the final line was for Supergirl in the film?
It's like "see you later, bitch" or something like that.
They just take care of my dog, bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And she just flies up because like it's presented. She crashes through. She's like, "When'd you move the front door?" And he's kind of points. He's like, "It's always been there." So she's kind of like ditzy, drunk,
does not give a shit. Yeah.
That party girl.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what James Gunn said. He goes, "Quote: She's a mess. She's a total mess." I
like that though, because recent Supergirl, she's turned into just female Superman, and that's really stupid.
So that's what I'm saying is I think this is gonna be the big litmus test of James Gunn putting that whole like these are different films with different feels in there, where if this really does take that sharp left turn as to what you're not expecting, then okay, then I think we're in good hands. Also said she's had a completely different background from Superman, a much more difficult background. He's had this wonderful upbringing by these two parents that loved him and were very healthy. Her background was much different than that, and she ended up different than her cousin. That's kind of all he says with that. And it's based off
she was raised by a coke addict wolf.
It's based.
She wasn't raised by humans.
Okay, so it says Kara was on Krypton. She was on a piece of Krypton that drifted away from the planet, and she lived there for the first 14 years of her life in a horrible situation where she watched everyone around her die. So she's a much harsher, more fucked up Supergirl than you've been used to thus far. It's based off the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which I gotta read. Again, I love Tom King stuff, so I'm gonna read that soon.
The art for that's amazing. I love the art for that.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, no, it was funny, but yeah, you could tell this film is gonna be very different and a lot more fucked up just because of how much of a different person she is than Superman is.
Give me Power Girl finally, you fucking cowards.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney, Power Girl, win. Comic accurate outfit too.
I want
to see bazongas. Yeah. The cleavage window. So unnecessary, but so necessary.
I think just to top it off, I said it before. I love that James Gunn's like yeah, I have an idea for this, but if a good thing happens to come across my desk, I'm gonna absolutely go for that instead. So he was like, Supergirl was supposed to be filmed a little while later, but he's like, no, this script was so fucking good that I just pushed it and said, yeah, do it now. And then yeah, they're already done filming it. So it was not supposed to be the second movie, if I recall correctly. I think it was supposed to be a little bit down the line. And he was like, no, fuck that. Like the script was. He says that a few times. Like the script was so fucking good that I'm good
I
with
think
it.
that's so dangerous too, with like how short of a leash WB is probably gonna have with it.
How so?
Because I mean, if like they're already talking about how Superman's not a flop or is a flop because it's not hitting like certain metrics. I mean, WB's kind of showing that they're a really shitty company in that way.
It's not literally printing money; it's a flop.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. This doesn't make $1 billion. They only made 900 million. Cancel it. Erase it from our services and never sell it again.
Well, the
We'll
good
start
thing
over
about
in 10 years.
the good thing I think is that they're still balancing the whole James Gunn, just the creative side, and I forget the other person's name, but he's the whole like the business side of it.
Safran.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that kind of counterbalances it. And I also think that WB, if they're playing it smart and they know, because we got someone I think different at the helm, so I guess there's a chance they're smarter. That there's not a superhero fatigue per se, but there is kind of like this mental block of just like, unless the film is running off of a nostalgia trip, it's not going to quite break that $1 billion marker. So like Thunderbolts, right? That one did not hit the mark that they needed to, but I'm hoping that both Marvel and DC were like, yeah, and Superman still has time. There's still time for it to still do perfectly fine. But
Well, supposedly the dude that did Thunderbolts is going to be doing X-Men.
You're
so
right.
I don't think it really.
so that's what I'm saying is I think that both
took
Marvel and
them,
DC's
yeah.
like, we recognize it didn't do that well in the box office. We can try to do our best on the back end to get that advertised more. But we know this is your quality. These are critically like positive films that we need to start holding on to, versus like, I mean, Captain America did better than Thunderbolts, but it got panned a lot more too, you know. And so, what's better in the long run? I think you need to kind of do that short term hurt for long term gain, and just get the critics back, get the quality back, and get everyone trusting that we can go to these movies positively, right? Like, because I remember back, and I can't say that much because I joined the MCU right way too late, but it was always, when you go to an MCU movie, you know you're gonna have a good time. It might not be the best film of the franchise, but you know you're gonna have a good time regardless.
Spoken like a man who didn't see Dark World in theaters. Thor 2 sucked.
Nope, I hated that.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
I think it was, but after Dark World, I feel like there was a really good, there was a generational run.
yeah.
After Dark
Yeah, no,
World,
they
there's
went on a good
generational run.
Yeah, because you're going like week after week to see like Ant-Man, and then you're going in like Winter Soldier, Civil War. It's like, oh my god, these are all bangers.
Guardians,
Yeah, Guardians.
and then Thor picked it up with Ragnarok, right? Like
Yeah.
it all started picking up and going down in a spot, and then Black Widow after Endgame, and we're like, oh, all right. Which, speaking of, did you hear for Spider-Man that apparently they're doing they're going a lot more practical and on-set recording instead?
Yeah, which makes a whole lot of sense because I've seen Tom talking about it, and he pretty much said like, yeah, we had a lot of COVID restrictions. Like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Probably can't do a whole lot, especially because they were doing a lot of filming overseas too for Far From Home and No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just excited because if the rumors are true of what the next Spider-Man film is, I'm still mad that we're not getting this as its own individual storyline, and it has to be tied into some other MCU property because Marvel doesn't trust this fucking character.
No more
to
Superman, by the
stand
way.
on their own. Yeah, no more Superman. But I'm at least excited to finally see some representation of this fucking storyline happen.
You want to talk about it instead of being vague about it?
Yeah, well, I didn't know because sometimes you're weird about leaks.
I don't care about rumors or like kind of weird like leaks like that. I don't really mind too much because it's still in the rumor area still.
So it's been confirmed that the actor for the Punisher is going to be in the film, and it's because the idea of the story is that it is Spider-Man and the Punisher teaming up to deal with Savage Hulk.
Right, and that's what I brought that up in the chat too because that makes sense. I've complained about this and I a lot was Professor Hulk, but that makes sense. Mr. Negative can be the one to like undo a lot of that, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Mm,
see, that's the big thing with Hulk too. Is it's kind of like the Superman conundrum. It's like, okay, what can beat Superman? Magic. Same
mm.
thing with the Hulk. What can beat the Hulk? Magic and like trying to mind control him.
Yeah. It's basically, I don't know, fucking throw Thor at him, unless he's too pissed, and then
Right.
shit, I don't know.
Right.
We
We'll have Black Widow talk poetry with him.
so
Seduce her with him with
Yeah.
her feminine wiles.
I'm glad that we're getting a solid thing on that. Let me throw this at you guys. Are you guys okay with the fact that we're melding a bunch of like or like I guess MCU stuff back into the folder? Because I feel like going into after No Way Home, I was excited for something just detached, almost like let's just get kind of like a really exclusive Spider-Man only movie, no cameos, like everyone just like you get all the characters
Well,
that were like,
that-
you know what I'm saying, like everyone folded
That's
everyone in.
not the Spider-Man. I
Yeah.
just wouldn't expect that. That's not what we're getting with any Spider-Man movie going forward. I don't think.
No, well, because that's the unfortunate thing with Spider-Man is his entire run in the MCU has just been overshadowed by Iron Man in every way, shape, or form.
Well, it's because Sony has that thing where they're like, we need to have an MCU character in our movie.
Yeah, if you want to use them, you gotta supply the
So
pieces to play with.
it was Iron Man first one, it was Nick Fury the second one, and then Doctor Strange the third one, and it looks like this one's gonna be Hulk and Punisher. But I was excited for like just having just let Spider-Man deal with like one of his own villains on his own, and then we can start building him back and just have one solo film.
Like, actually have fucking Kingpin there, classic fucking Spider-Man villain.
But
See, that would work because like that's one that the MCU owns, but I don't want Sony operating under their own power and will and trying to make a Spider-Man film with Tom Holland, especially after Madam Web, Craven, all of those. That they clearly have shown that they can't do anything.
See,
right
it's
with
it's
it
so
by
funny though,
What are
because
you talking about? Morbius is a masterpiece.
That too.
I would love
It
to
got
get
a second theatrical run.
I really want to go behind the scenes with that, because as far as I'm aware, I don't think Marvel doesn't really touch the production that much, but I guess not, because there is definitely a deep contrast between the Sonyverse and the MCU movies with what
That was
Sony's
supposed
doing.
to tie in too. Morbius had fucking Vulture in it, and they had posters of Spider-Man in the movie.
They have,
that
well, yeah, they
took
have them in
out.
there.
They like cut scenes.
Yeah, because they were building to a Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So they were absolutely planning this to all work out and to come together.
Michael Fassbender got fucked in all this. He could have been something.
Michael Fassbender.
Is that am I thinking wrong person? No. Who's Vulture?
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, yeah.
He got fucked in all that though too, because he's like, well, I can't be in anything now.
Yeah, and after he was so fucking good in the first, and no,
They
Homecoming.
took his ass out of the
Yeah.
MCU, just throw him away for
Yeah.
4 seconds, which didn't make sense in the MCU way of doing it, by the way. But whatever. It's really
I haven't seen Scorpion either.
right.
After we get him hinted,
It's just really confusing as to how those are produced, because I know obviously Kevin Feige has a hand in it somehow, some way, but I know it's mostly a Sony production. It is a Sony movie with MCU branding and
part of me
stuff on it.
feels
But
like that was going through production whenever they were having that spat where Tom Holland like literally had to like cry on the phone or whatever to get them to like work it out, right?
uh,
I feel like a lot of that. I feel like that was Sony's contingency plans. They're like, oh, okay, shit, shit with Marvel isn't working out anymore. We're hitting the impasse. What do we do? And I think they scrambled. They're like, Sinister Six. Let's do the villain movies. It'll come together. And then I feel like they probably already got too far, spent the money on it, and they're like, okay, we're cool with Marvel now. We can pump these out, and maybe something will happen.
Nope.
It just didn't happen.
yeah,
That's what it
'cause
smells like to me, at least. It
that-
smells
that-
like a contingency.
that
plan.
could be a big rush job, because they did kind of come out consecutively, and the only one that stood up amongst all of them was Venom, and that was before
Yeah.
all that.
And even those are fucking garbage.
They're fun
They're
garbage.
Fun garbage.
Yeah, I'll sit down and watch a Venom movie if I need to turn my brain the fuck off.
I'd watch it over Morbius for sure.
100%. You know what I also watched? I watched Beau is Afraid. Yes.
Hell yeah! Finally,
Yeah.
is it your first time watching it?
Yeah.
What'd you think? I love that movie.
All right. So in relation to this is gonna make me sound this is gonna make me sound like a certain kind of person, but I promise you, this is the only two instances this happened. So we're watching it, and I'm liking how weird it is, and I'm like, I pause. I'm about to pause. I'm like, oh, I should have smoked before this because this would have been a really fucked up movie. And I
No, I
paused.
made my friends watch it. We just got done smoking, and they're like, "Oh, what should we watch?" And they're on HBO Max. I'm like, "Beau's Afraid. Let's watch it." Because me and my buddy, we already seen it, but we had two other buddies there that hadn't seen it, had no clue. So we didn't tell them. We're like, "Yeah, let's just watch it."
Yeah. So I'm watching this, and I'm like, damn, I should have. And I'm like, and but I was telling her I had to pause for something. I paused, and I thought the film was gonna wrap. I'm like, all right, cool. Pause. It was an hour and like 20 in, and it's a 3-hour film. And she just looks at me and she's like, you still can. I'm like, oh my God, we're like not even halfway through this. And I thought the film was going to end right now.
The movie legit has like 3 different ending points to it, I feel like.
It could have been cut up into like 3, not short films, but like kind of like those like 40-minute-ish films or whatever.
Could have been
But
a mini series.
Well, I like that it didn't, because it catches you so off guard with each kind of like
Each part is like drastically different.
Yeah.
It felt like 3 different scripts just mashed together.
Yeah, I feel like you have to watch it all together, or else it doesn't have that same impact to it. Like if you watch it separately, you kind of it sets you in your head like, oh, these are all 3 different.
So is it just like a wildly absurd thing, like a Malignant?
It's more absurd. Like Malignant, I still feel like
absurd.
had. I mean, you've seen Hereditary or Midsommar.
Yeah.
Take the weird parts of that and make that a film and stretch it out as much as you can.
Well, the film is kind of like a commentary on like anxiety.
And
you
know what? Really quick, the first like third of it feels like a really long like anxiety commercial. You know, the ones where you're like, do you ever feel like you're feeling like this and there's like weird shit going on there? It feels like an Adult Swim infomercial for the first like hour.
Okay.
But it's like played super seriously, because like the whole like it's kind of established like this whole world is like kind of absurd, but it also kind of establishes that Beau has major anxiety issues and like reasons behind those issues because of his like trauma from previously in life. And so as you're like he's walking through the world experiencing stuff, like at face value, like when you first watch it, it's probably like, okay, that's fucking weird. But then like once you kind of like understand it a little bit more, it's like, okay, this is just kind of how he's perceiving it due to his anxiety. And there's like a lot of moments like that where he's in a like a bodega trying to get some water because he needs to take water with his medicine. And there's a guy outside just at the window just staring at him, just repeating, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. And it's just kind of like, and you see that guy a few other times throughout the movie, and he's always pops up, and Beau just kind of sees him out of the corner of his eye, and it kind of like establishes like the stakes of the world around him, I feel like.
Yeah, or the thing, a good moment like that too is when he's across the street, right, and he doesn't have a way to get back into his apartment, or there's a few parts actually, right? How about this one instead? He leaves his apartment because he's going on a flight. He forgets his toothpaste or something like that. He goes back inside.
Leaves the keys in his door.
Leaves the key in his door and everything like that. Comes back out and his keys are gone and his luggage is gone. Or then later on he goes across the street to go do something because he doesn't have his keys anymore. So he puts a phone book out to keep the door open. Goes across the street and then it's the cashier and he's like, "Hey, you're off by 4 cents." He's like looking through and he's like, "Here's one. All right, 3 cents. I'm gonna call the police." And he's looking, and as he's going, there's a giant group of people going through to his apartment. And as he's about to pay the last cent, the last lady comes back and picks up the phone book, closes the door.
Yeah, close it behind. Well, we're kind of giving it all out of order because it's like it revs
I feel like
up
even
to it
in
so
order
hard.
doesn't make it that much better.
That's fair.
Right. No, because it starts off as something so nonchalant. He starts off at his therapist's office. He's like, here's these new meds. These are gonna help you better. They're gonna do more for you, but take them with water. And it's kind of established. So he gets home, he takes them. He's like, oh yeah, water. He goes to turn on the sink. The sink's not working because there's a note on his door that's like, working on the water. And then from there, that's how it all starts. He has to go across the street to get water because he feels like he's going to die due to his anxiety after taking the medicine, because it's established you must take water. I think even on the bag it says take water.
Well, it's because I think it's like, do not take this without water.
Yeah, and so he like takes it, doesn't have water because the water's not working, so he runs across, forgets his key, so he has to set the phone book there. And then the cashier's freaking him out, and then he's watching all the people go into his apartment. He can see them up at the window partying in his apartment. It's
And
just
this
so
is the
fucking
first
good.
third, by the way, which could have been its own film.
Yeah,
There
It's like
is a
it's-
whole second act and third act that are just as fucking weird.
yeah, and they just and they're all different tones too.
There's one where there's a play going, and you kind of just you like start tuning into the play, and
Yeah, you meld into the play.
you mount the play, and the play is like almost its own movie. Like you would
Yeah.
you would think like in any other movie it would have been like a quick like 1 or 2 minute scene. No, it's like a solid 20 30 minutes. I could be wrong because I was stoned, but I was like, what the fuck? This is going. And then you come back into the absurd reality. And you're like, oh wait, that's everything that was happening, and then people are blowing up.
Literally.
I feel like I'd either really vibe with this movie or really fucking hate it.
You'd hate it. I think you would. Granted, to be fair, like there are a lot of cool like background details that you can get to see like as to what you think is going on. Like for example, the his parents own everything, or his mom owns everything, including like the food that he eats and like the pills that he takes and stuff like that, and how the pills like apparently contaminated the water in the city, and that's probably why people are acting crazy in that end. But there is like a lot of like background details, because that's like gonna be as soon as I did with the film, I'm like, all right, let me see who sifted through this film and just background detailed it. There's like a lot of shit happens. It almost felt kind of like a little bit argy in a way where you got to go through and sift through a lot of things. But being a 3-hour film, you're not gonna do that, so I let people do it for me.
Well, I mean, yeah, even if you don't do that, I don't feel like it's something that's
No, you don't
necessary-
need to,
like,
but it's a cool
necessary,
little
right?
addition on there.
Yeah, because by the end you get to the movie, it's almost fully explained like why everything's happening and what's happening, and the background details definitely help you understand like why X person had the motive to kind of set the motions of the film into motion, right?
Right.
But yeah, so what do you think of the movie overall? Like, what about that ending? Did the ending like did that?
I
How'd
got
that
you real
work for
quick.
you?
I liked it. It threw me off how long it was. Like that's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
I think it was a fucking trek and a half, dude.
I love how everything comes back around too. Like his dad died, fucking his mom so that they could conceive Bo, and then
Dude.
it comes back around.
And then
with
he
him
lives-
fucking that-
He lives, and you see the girl just fucking frozen. I'm like, oh my god. Funny as shit, dude.
throws her off, and isn't it like his mom like standing in the doorway?
Yeah.
and he's like fucking this mannequin.
Yeah. Have you seen his short film that he made in college? Something Strange About the Johnsons.
Oh, yep. I've seen
Yeah.
that.
So and that's fucked.
Yeah,
That
no, that's fucked up. Like, why'd you make that?
that and that's a college film if I recall correctly. Like that
Right,
was his
yeah.
capstone if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But dude, like I out of everything that I've seen like creatively, that's one of the most fucked up films that I've ever seen. And it's funny because like when I talk to students about Ari
The
Aster,
Johnsons or
the Johnsons.
Okay, yeah.
And it's funny because I talk to students about Ari Aster, right? Because they all have seen her. They love horror, right? And I talk to them, I'm like, when you're older, go back and watch this film because it's his. I think he's a fantastic director. I didn't quite mesh with Hereditary as much as everyone else. I respect it. I liked it. Didn't mesh with it as much as everyone else. I love Midsummer. Beau's Afraid I like. So Beau Afraid is in the middle of the three. I'm excited to watch Eddington. Very excited to watch Eddington.
Me too. I was about to mention that.
Yeah.
Eddington looks really interesting because, like, from the trailers, like I remember hearing Ari Aster is doing it right, and then I watched the trailer and completely had that out of my mind. And every scene that you see Joaquin Phoenix in, it's kind of like he's kind of acting this kind of like Beau was Afraid. Like I don't know if that's just how he acts nowadays, but like certain beats where it's like
It could be
that
also
feels like
just an
Beau was
Ari
Afraid.
Aster directed thing with him too, you know?
That's what I'm saying. So I forgot all about Ari
Oh,
Aster.
I see,
being
I see.
The director, and then the realization came later that was Ari Aster. So it's like, okay, I wonder if this is just kind of like his direction that he's taking Joaquin in the film, and
Mhm.
it's like an intentional choice, or if it's something on Joaquin's end.
Yeah, I'm excited though because I know a lot of
Pedro.
I know Pedro. No, I know a lot of people that were working on that film, just being by proxy that it wasn't Film Far From Me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited to watch it. I know nothing about it. I didn't watch any trailers. I know just the basic like 1 or 2 sentence premise of it, but I'm excited to watch that. Um,
Yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot about it, but from what I hear, it's supposed to be like a new age like western,
hell
which
yeah.
sounds interesting.
David, have you seen the Ari Aster short film? There's something strange about the Johnsons.
Yes.
Okay, I loved it. It's so fucked up, but I love that.
Yeah, it's fucking heinous. I have
Yeah.
a good time with that one.
But I love that even though again he's not like my favorite director, but I love how he goes out of his way to make weird shit. You know.
He's definitely up there for me. At least for like current like active directors, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously wouldn't put him as like a top 5 like all time for me, but currently
He's on the
directing,
short
doing
list
his thing.
of people you
He's-
name.
Yeah, he's one of those people like whenever I see a film of his coming out, I'm going to see it in theaters because it's going to have something interesting or something that appeals to me. Like Jordan Peele, he dropped something, I'm gonna be there day one
Right.
or the weekend of, and I'm gonna watch it.
He
Zach Kreger, he's doing. He did. What was it? Barbarian. He has the new one coming out. Weapons. He was in Wise Kids, you know. So it's like just the complete contrast. How good his last movie is. I'm gonna be there at the next one.
Ari Aster feels like you can tell his movies, which is cool because it feels like a very Wes Anderson thing, right? Where you're like, he's got a vibe about the way he does things, which I appreciate.
Especially if, like you said, it is like a directed thing where he's having Joaquin act a certain way, and especially if he can get that out of the other actors as well, I can definitely see that being like a calling card for him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not necessarily like how something's shot or like how bright or colorful something is, but Wes Anderson even has like the quirky way that he directs and how he directs the actors to perform, you know?
Right. So yeah, very weird set of movies. So so we watched Bo's Afraid, and the partner just begged for a different movie, so she made me watch Enchanted. I've never seen Enchanted,
Nice.
but she was like, she was telling our friend, she's like, he had me watching a bunch of thinky movies, so I had to do something else. So I made him watch Enchanted. Which I'm like, yeah, that's fair. Never saw Enchanted. It was cute.
It's a fun little time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a princess person, and I was not really a Disney person growing up like that. So I'm like, not my taste. But you have sat through a lot of my weird shit right now, and she keeps walking.
Right. I owe you this one.
Yeah, and she's been walking through. Every time she walks through the living room, she sees me on some weird part of Twin Peaks now. I'm like, yep, this is my life for the next 50 hours probably for the rest of the show.
Yeah, I'm a big horror movie guy, and my wife is not, but she likes to spend time with me, so she'll go to horror movies with me. And so every once in a while, you just guys sit down and watch Great British Bake Off to make up for it, you know?
So that's funny because I'm the one that loves Great British Bake Off. My wife hates it.
I
It's because she's like hyper empathetic, and so she feels too bad when something goes wrong. and
Oh,
she
I'm one of
doesn't
those
wanna
people
sit
that's like,
there.
you fucking idiot!
Gordon
How
Ramsay.
you fucking forgot the salt, you dumbass! Yelling at MasterChef Junior. Those little kids like crying.
Have you guys seen
Fucking 10-year-old
the
twat, you didn't remember the leavening?
you guys seen the Try Guys without a menu or without a recipe?
No.
No.
So they just get a thing. They get a dish and they have to just create it however they think it's made. So it could be like croissants. It could be like I forget. There's like all these weird things eventually. Like, they started off basic, but they got to like really weird shit. And they're always the funniest joke in every episode it happens. It's always like they ask like the actual, like they have an actual, like on the judges for whenever they're grading them, they have one of the chefs that actually makes that stuff. And they're like, so tell us, what would you do? Well, when you're making this, you want to make sure you're like you just make sure you don't add any salt, for example, because it'll mess things up. And then it cuts back to when they're doing, they're like, I'm just gonna add this whole thing of salt. I don't know. It just feels right. So they just dump this entire thing of salt. And they're like, yeah, do not do that. That would ruin everything. They're just adding salt.
That just unlocked the core memory in me of fucking Comedy Button. The amount of times they try to get Ryan Scott to fucking explain
Baked
how to
ziti.
cook shit.
Baked
Take the
ziti.
ziti and you bake it.
Yeah. Every time I'm at a
Just put
menu,
it
every
right in
time
the
I look at a
oven.
menu, if I'm in an Italian restaurant, I see baked ziti, I always think of him. Miss that
And
show.
then they did that cooking special where they had to make cookies.
I miss that show. Yeah, no, I've been doing those thinky movies, so shouts to that. I've been
Hell
you know what?
yeah.
We need to do some horror related thing though, because I've been on this idea of doing a movie podcast again. Like I've been just in that kind of thing, and I've been on my horror grind of wanting to do that. I've been craving watching Terrifier finally, but there's just like nowhere to watch it without paying some
I
money.
mean, I've been trying to get you guys on my home server for a while now. Maybe one
I
of
think
these
I am on
weekends
it,
we'll
right?
finally get.
I have them all downloaded
I don't
too.
think you set up the VPN part yet.
Maybe. But yeah, I'll definitely have to watch it alone. So I guess that works out because I don't think she's like not really into horror. She'll watch. She's like everyone. She's like, yeah, I want to watch. Oh, I want to watch a scary movie, but like Terrifier is a different thing.
Well,
Yeah,
Terrifier is weird because it doesn't get good until like the third film, really. Like the
Yeah.
first one's just straight up like almost horror porn. Second one starts to get like
The
more of
story,
an idea,
right?
but it's still like very much a B movie. But three, you can see the money come through. It, like
Yeah.
the acting,
3 is where
the
they finally
dialogue.
just go into the slapstick of it, and they're like, "All right, fuck it, we're here." It's kind of like the shift with Freddy Krueger, where they're like, "All right, let's lean into the comedy a bit more now."
Well, not only that, like my whole complaint is like they feel very schlocky and like homemade. Like you almost don't believe it. Like that's the whole thing, right? Like you want to watch the movie and kind of believe that this is like something that's happening. That was something like
Ah, I mean, I
for
love
me
shit like Tokyo
anyways.
Gore Police, and there's nothing legitimately happening with what happens in that film.
Yeah, but like for me, I hate watching stuff and being able to see like where the seams are, you know? Like I'm not that person. Like I want to be like transported somewhere. I want like
You actually want the suspension of disbelief.
right, yeah, I want the
Yeah.
suspension of disbelief, but like I didn't really get that with the first one. Second one definitely started to get there, but I feel like three is where it like really hits its stride. You're getting story beats, you're getting lore, you're getting acting, you're getting actual dialogue. It really starts to hit it off. But three is really good. Highly recommend.
Okay.
1 and 2, they're pretty good, but it's not something that you
They're
want
fine.
to. It's not something that you want to show someone to try to get them into it, because if you watch one, you're like, oh, why would I want to watch?
So
another
I
one?
could just for sure probably just skip one at this point. And just go 2 to 3. Because one's been my holdup right now is because I keep trying to find a spot to watch that.
I'd say no, just because one does come back around in a big way.
Okay. Okay.
The
That,
final, yeah,
that
it
works
does
for
come
me.
back around.
Yep. I'm always about that big payoff or something.
And there definitely is a big payoff numerous times, and they're meant to get that payoff. They're meant to get a rise from you.
Nice. But yeah, I've been wanting to do a lot of that horror stuff and just knock out a bunch of these movies. So maybe eventually we'll figure that out.
And another thing you'll probably get out of it too is the big thing with the Terrifier movies, they're all written, directed, special effects are all done by the same guy, Leone. I forget, Damien Leone. And it's really kind of like a testament to how you see where he goes, because they also started off as like a short film. I forget the name of it.
I do remember that. Yeah,
Hallows Eve or something like that. But it's really interesting to see like
him get better at
the
it
growth.
and
Yeah,
the
exactly.
support to help him get better at that.
Well, it's crazy too, because he's always been like, from the first movie to the third, he's always been really great at the special effects, but lacking elsewhere. And you do get to see that growth from 1 to 3.
Nice.
And even 3, the special effects just getting even fucking more insane, pushing the envelope even more.
4 is gonna be nuts.
It 100% is gonna be fucking insane.
It made so much money this last time that I'm sure they're like, all right, fuck it, let's just go even crazier.
They have a haunted house at Universal Haunted Halloween this year.
Yeah, I was contemplating. I thought that'd been fun.
Yeah, no, that'd be fucking sick.
Anything else in that?
I think it's really interesting though, just speaking of that too, is like there's a world where we have those films, but we can't have like a solid Friday the 13th or anything else.
We'll see.
Like,
I think was it A24 is splitting the rights with someone, right, on Friday the 13th.
yeah, but I think it's supposed to be like a prequel series at Camp Crystal Lake. It's not like Jason proper, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I remember something vaguely about that, but it's more like an anthology style.
Right. I don't
Okay.
know, but I guess if we are getting new stuff that's killing it, like Terrifier and Art the Clown, I'm kind of cool with not getting a reboot of something that's not going to be that great. Even though Friday the 13th isn't
Hellraiser
great in
reboot was
general.
really good.
That too. Hellraiser is really good, and we'll see if because isn't that dude doing Prey now? So he's just kind of like off. He's kind of occupied for the time being.
I also didn't hate the Candyman reboot that happened. I thought that was fine.
Yeah, me either. I thought I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was really cool. I liked a lot of the tones. Really great shots in it. I forget his name. The fucking actor. He's really good. Black Manta.
I know what you're talking about. Let me look
Patrick
up.
Warburton.
Played
Patrick
in
Swayze.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Dempsey.
No, he has an interesting name. I forget it.
All right. Well, while we're double
also
checking
Mr.
that,
Manhattan.
I'll quickly go over what I got because I only got one thing this week,
So I'll skip it.
and that is my PS3 Japanese copy of Near Replicant on PS3. There.
Yeah, Abdul
Yeah,
Mateen.
yeah. There it is. Yeah.
Sorry, say it one more time, David. Sorry.
I was just saying that while we were looking for that, the one thing I got this week is Near Replicant original release on PS3.
Nice. I need to grab that still.
I found my copy for only like $5.
Yeah, they haven't been too expensive. Kells, you get anything?
Nope. I spent way too much on shiny cardboard, so I am
Hell yeah!
got nothing.
I spent way too much on what's coming next. Well, technically, it's coming tomorrow, but you won't see it till next week.
Right.
I just got that bucket, and I got a few other movies. Let's see. I did one last run at Barnes for movies. Let's see, I forget. I don't think I showed these ones either. So actually, these are 2 runs worth of movies. Let's run our movie talk. I got Rashomon.
Oh,
Hell
hell
yeah.
yeah. Let's go.
I remember watching that in college, and I really want to rewatch it now
Good
with
shit.
being a film ed. But
Adult.
yeah, Yojimbo,
Fuck yeah,
Ooh.
dude. One of my favorite movies.
Inland Empire.
Haven't seen that
Okay.
one.
The only one I didn't get out of the rest is I'm missing Mulholland Drive, and that one just sold out in 4K. Unfortunately, if it does pop up again, I'm gonna grab it though.
I did miss out on that one as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you if it pops up. Because yeah, $25 for that. I should have just grabbed it when I saw it. I don't know why I didn't. I should have just done it.
Have you watched Rashomon or Yojimbo or any of those?
I watched Rashomon in college. I've not watched Yojimbo.
Oh god, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, there was
you
a.
need to check
good.
out. You need to check out Ran also. Ran's really good. That's one of
Yes.
my favorite Kurosawa movies.
I'm hoping next year I get a crack at being able to do a film crit class for my school because I feel like I got a good grasp on how to sell these movies because Rashomon it wasn't sold to me that well in high school. I thought it was like interesting, and I know it now, like in hindsight, being at the foundation of how crazy it was at the time. But like I really want to watch it with that context. I think just trying to recontextualize how those kind of movies are would be good because the kids audience now, that it's gonna be tough to sell that movie to them, you know.
It's simple. You use the clip of Ghost Dog, Way of the Samurai, where Forrest Whitaker is awkwardly 3 words at a time explaining the concept of Rashomon to a 5-year-old girl. Just give them that clip. It's like there's a story, but there's like a lot of different stories, and they're all different perspectives. Yeah, you got it. You got it, Forrest Whitaker. There you go.
I got 4 more. I got Anora. Been wanting to watch that for a while.
Hell yeah.
I got Peeping Tom.
Oh.
I heard it was like if it wasn't for Psycho kind of coming in and taking the thunder of that Peeping Tom probably would have been that movie that would have blown up for that.
Alfred Hitchcock, you son of a bitch.
Right. I got Sorcerer,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got Repo Man.
Oh, nice. The genetic, or yeah.
So more movie nights to come. I'm really excited to watch Videodrome. I know people are like iffy on it, but I would just
iffy. People are iffy on Videodrome.
I got a soft spot for it. I don't think it's a good movie, but
that's what I'm hearing.
Because
One of my buddies, he's like, yeah, I didn't really like Videodrome, but he's like, you should absolutely watch Videodrome because there's a lot of cool things that happen there that are really solid, and you would learn a lot from the film style of it. But just as a movie itself is eh.
I don't know. I think that's kind of crazy.
I'm open minded, so we'll see. Anyway, yeah. But first, I gotta do 50 hours more of Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I knocking Twin Peaks out in a week sounds like a fever dream I never would have done, but that helps me with my list of things I've been wanting to do because Twin Peaks has always been hovering around there. So get done with season 3, David. We're doing it.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. We'll do it.
Hell yeah. Video games.
Hell yeah.
What you been playing?
Hell yeah.
I played a lot of Street Fighter 4 because I finally was testing my new arcade stick
Ooh.
that can play on like a bunch of different consoles. I'm like, what's a fighting game that I have on a bunch of different consoles? Perfect. Here's Street Fighter 4 that released on like fucking everything. So I broke that in a bit. Fantastic stick. Beautiful heft and weight to it. I actually really like it. It is massive. And so I could definitely see people with smaller hands struggling because it actually corrects the problem that I have with a lot of sticks and that my fingers are usually too fucking close together. But this one I can actually like have my fingers stretched and breathe. It's fucking wonderful. I actually really like the fucking stick. So now I need to go and buy the other adapters that I need so I can use it on just about fucking everything. So I'm missing a couple of them. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. I do actually recommend the Octopus stick. Aside from that, I also finally started up something a bit different because I needed a fucking break from Pokemon. And as much as I want to go back to Expedition 33, especially as I've had the ending spoiled for me now,
Oh man.
I honestly haven't wanted to go back to it though because as much as Expedition 33 is a phenomenal game, having a break from it and then trying to go back into relearning dodging and parrying timing is a fucking nightmare. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, well, I've already waited this long. I may as well just wait a little bit longer to get back to it. I never should have stopped playing the fucking game. I should have just binged through in one go. Because now the idea of relearning all the timings is just something I don't want
That's
to
what
deal
scares
with
me
at
the
this
most
point.
about dropping games late. That's why I drop them early. If I drop it
Yeah.
halfway, it's not happening again. I've been wanting to do Expedition 33 though. I don't know. I've
It's
been
so
struggling.
good.
I've
It
been
really
struggling
is
with what my next
phenomenal.
game is because I have enough time to obviously knock out Twin Peaks. And I have enough time to squeeze in one more game, and like part of me is like, knock out Yakuza. Part of me is like, do Tears of the Kingdom. I have a control scheme down. Other part of me is like Expedition 33. I can just knock it out and be done with it. So I'm
Knock out a visual novel. Do it, coward.
visual novel's not on the list right now because I'm trying to get some of the
Read a
heftier
video game.
boys I'm not gonna have time for in the school year. So
That's
Speaking
fair.
of
Visual
visual
novel actually
novel,
good
did you
for that.
see that one game, the 100 whatever?
the 100 line.
Save that studio.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, apparently it's been making really good money. I seen an article about it the other day.
Hell
Yeah, I
yeah.
was actually going to talk about that a little bit later in our news because it's relevant to another visual novel that is near and dear to my heart. So we'll talk about that in a bit later.
Okay.
But I decided to spin up World of Horror finally. You all familiar with this game at all?
Yes, that's one of the ones I keep want to play. It
I'm
looks
not.
at me every time I'm on my Steam library.
Yes. So for Kelsa's education, it is a 1-bit horror game that has some like kind of roguelike elements to it. And the whole
Okay,
idea of it is
I've
it's a very
seen-
Junji Ito inspired
Yeah.
kind of story concept where you play as an investigator and they give you kind of like a series of mysteries to try and solve. And there's a calendar system to kind of keep track of your progress. And either you have to solve the mysteries that are happening before the world ends or before you die, and you have to kind of restart. And so there's this kind of like long-term progression of as you go through the mysteries, every mystery has like a few different ways that they can end. And so it's all about just kind of getting all the little details and experiencing the different sides of the story to kind of piece together a whole picture of how it all happens. Really fucking fascinating game. The only thing that is a minor annoyance is some of the roguelike elements to it. So like all the items you'll find will be randomized, and it kind of does the thing that like some roguelikes do where as you hit certain milestones or unlock certain achievements, and then adds in new weapons and items that you can find into your kind of unlock pool. And so it adds some variety. There's never been a moment where I feel like I was ever like necessarily fucked over by the RNG. Really, it feels no different than if you were to play like fucking the tabletop game like Arkham Horror or something like that. It feels very much like that concept, just as a video game with a Junji Ito style of graphics. But absolutely fantastic. I only got like a couple hours into it so far, but I'm actually having a great time with it.
So why is it mostly negative on Steam? Like what happened there?
So that's a good question. I know on the consoles, part of the issue with it is that the updates were insanely slow to come out and the performance was shit on consoles. I don't know why on Steam the reviews would be so negative. Let me pull up my Steam
What's the
here.
recent? Because it wasn't like that
Yeah,
for sure for a while.
So, well, recent reviews are mostly negative, then all reviews is very positive. So it has to be something.
Oh yeah,
that
no. Look,
happened.
the most recent one. Love this game. Hate the dev who ran away with the money a year ago, only returned to push overpriced merch because they're greedy bastards who can't stop themselves. Don't buy. That has nothing to do with the game. Phenomenal game developed or abandoned by the dev. Let's see.
The game's done. What the fuck do you mean abandoned by the dev?
Love this game.
Yeah,
Graphics
weird.
phenomenal. Vibe is unreal. Combat's a bit strange, but you go to enjoy it. Everything about the world horror is really good. Right, but here's the thing: when you fail to deliver on your promises, the only thing you announce 2 years later is even more merch. You abandon your game and you show everyone that you do not give a shit about the fans. You have a greedy light developer is not to be trusted again. I don't know how that. Again, I don't give a fuck about the merch. Charge $500 for the merch. Ain't no way the game launched into 1.0 with several unimplemented features, broken modding support, going 2 years without a single update. Another goal to release $200 merch. I don't give a fuck. $250 for a sweater is mental. I don't give a fuck. Then don't buy it.
Spoken like a Nier fan.
I would buy it. That's the point.
I know. It's like, oh, you think that's bad? You want to know how much a bottle of wine is?
Yeah, you think we're not gonna buy the bottle of wine? Fuck you.
Listen to the soundtrack as it was raised.
David. All right. Hold up. I have to.
Your family won't survive the winter.
I have a proposal. I mentioned. I brought to the girlfriend a little while ago. Okay.
Are we going half season on the wine?
That's part of it. That's part of it. So with my car, obviously, like it's 10 years old now. It's obviously not. It's seen better days, right? So I'm like, maybe I tune it up.
You need a cosign a loan? Is that what it is?
No, I wouldn't talk about that on the podcast. So I was always telling myself, and you remember this, when I came back from my cross country trip, I was like, I would never do that again. The next day, I was like, I'd do it one more time. So I'm like, maybe I pick it up, I fix the thing up a bit so it can last. I'm like, maybe I do I would love to do that exact same trip, like as a personal retrospective kind of like life thing, you know? Because I'm always about those like weird like adding little touches to life to make it just a little more like fun in some sort of way or like memorable, you know? So like maybe I do that and I hit all the spots, the exact same spots I hit last time, maybe extend a day or two here or there, but hit all those one last time and I do it, it'll be 2008 I did it, so it'll be 8 years separated from that, which is crazy, by the way.
Holy shit.
So 8 years later, I do the same trip and just kind of see where I'm at with that, you know. I'd have to swap some spots. Some people have moved and such, you know. I won't be there, but we'll see. I know, but then Kells could be on the. I get just a little bit, so Kells could be on the road trip there too. But I say that because I brought it up to the girlfriend. You know, it would be kind of fun is as I'm doing my trip, maybe I accommodate for a few days. When I hit Maine again, we can book up that Airbnb. All three of us go book an Airbnb. Do the cabin trip. We all split some Nier wine. And listen to the soundtrack out there.
Hell yeah.
But I'm thinking, and then
classiest thing we'll do in our entire lives.
But I'm thinking that, right? Because the girlfriend could just take a flight out there for that small part of the trip, and then I could just drop her back off because I'm driving. So I'm like, I'm thinking next summer I might just do one more because I'm not gonna do it again, right? Next time I'm gonna have a fucking kid at some point. So
my man's ready to settle down and be a family man.
I'm
like
not
Val keeps
ready.
telling him.
I'm not ready. That's why I'm thinking of these trips, but I know it's gonna happen eventually, right? So I'm like, if I could do one last solo cross country road trip, 8 years separated from my first one, maybe that's the time. So that's been on my mind. So I think, but like I said, you brought that up. Is like maybe by the time I hit your spot, we can have our Airbnb booked out. We can all hang out for 3-4 days and then dip out and call that leg of the trip.
Absolutely, I'd be down for that.
Oh, you know what would be fun? Kels, follow me.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't actually happen. No, it probably won't happen. But imagine if it could, hypothetically, if it landed on Evo weekend and we just like have a giant cookout out there and watch some Evo in a cabin.
Fucking
Gotta time
great.
it up.
Hell yeah. Anyway, I don't give a fuck about $200 merch. Charge whatever you want. In fact, I'm curious. I'm gonna go buy his shirt now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and so like here's
I'm
the
gonna
thing,
go
like,
support him.
Well, no, like I scrolled through the update, and yeah, like I see in February of last year, they're like, all right, here's some additional content that we're throwing in because it was cut because of shit that just happened. Here's more modding support. Like, yeah, maybe the game didn't go. I think this is where we go into the problem of nowadays, especially for indie games. People expect like the eternal game that just never fucking ends, like a Stardew Valley or something, or like a Shovel
Right.
Knight, where it's like, yeah, this game just does it always is fucking updated. And it's like, yeah, I mean, the guy finished the game, released it, and then was like, oh yeah, I could probably add a few more things here and there, updated it, and then was like, yeah, maybe I'm just done. And you know what? Fuck it. They were just done. Who
Okay,
cares?
so there's 2 spots for merch. I'm assuming this is the merch that I'm looking at. That's the one people are complaining about. It's from Super Groupies.
Yes.
Everything on here is expensive though, so like who the fuck cares? There's a Leon S. Kennedy watch for $218. Like, okay.
Capcom sold out.
But there's also, if you go to Fan Gamer, there's a whole World of Horror section, and there's sweatpants for $60, a long sleeve for $45.
And you know what? Honestly, that fucking watch for $240.
They're nice
If
watches.
it's a high quality watch, it's a good fucking watch. Like that's what you would expect to pay.
My thing is, I can understand from a scope thing, I guess, if there's like, if it's like Pirate Software, for example, right? Doing the whole like, yeah, they're not promising on something, they're just doing a bunch of other stuff. Okay. I don't give a fuck about your merch sales in the fucking reviews though. Like, I don't give a fuck. Why are we talking about that?
Right. That is weird.
Also,
sounds
speaking
like
of Fan Gamer, real quick, don't forget to pre-order Crow County and Mouthwashing. Support those games; they
Ooh,
deserve it.
Mouthwashing's on there.
I need that one. Yeah.
It's still on Notify Me for Mouthwashing, but that is where it will be sold.
Gotcha.
But the pre-order for Crow County is live.
I love Fan Gamer.
They fucking cook.
Was it Fear Effect? I think is up on LRG too.
Makes me fucking sad, but
I don't see Mouthwashing's game up here.
if you're just on the main site and scroll down, it's under the coming soon.
Okay. There we see. I see it. All right, cool.
Got a deck of Balatro playing cards.
Hell yeah. And luckily, Fangamer is pretty well stocked, so.
Agree. Yeah, they release quality. Fucking great. I have never had anything of complaints for them.
I keep wanting to hit they have a pop-up that goes up in Tucson usually every year around Christmas time. I keep wanting to drive out to it one day and just go to it.
Ooh, I need to get this Pizza Tower one too.
The collector's edition?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sick one. I need to play more Pizza Tower. I know I would like it. I just get to it and I'm like, I don't know if I'm in the mood for it right now.
Oh, they have World of
Fuck
Horror
even
for
is
Switch
Pizza
too.
Tower.
It's Wario.
It's Wario Land 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have World of Horror for Switch on here too. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
to
that's
have.
what I'm playing it on is the Switch version.
Gotcha.
All right. Cal, did you play anything?
So Tarkov had their wipe, and I was watching some streamers play it, and I got sucked back into that world. That's a game that I have way too many hours in, just playing, and yeah, so I've been kind of sucked back into that a little bit.
Dude, it was the funniest things. I have one old coworker that every time I hear Tarkov, I think of him because he played a lot of Tarkov. And he swapped to a different school, but I was out with coffee with the work wife the other week, just doing some planning for the next school year, and I was talking to her about that. I was like, yeah, he and I would go to this bar like literally next door, and and do that. And I was like, yeah, I missed that guy. And literally like 5 minutes later, he just walks in. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in like 3 years. What's up? I was just talking about you.
You summoned him.
Yeah, it was fucking
Yeah.
Beetlejuice over there. Games wise, played just a little bit of Smash, but a little bit of Smash, a little bit of Kart. I got worried for a second because I didn't realize till today that I didn't do the Animal Crossing Island switch to the Switch 2, but you don't need to.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah,
I
worried
remember that was a big thing with Switch 1, where like if you get a new Switch, you have
to
transfer
do that, otherwise it's
everything.
gone forever, right? I got worried for a second, but I realized halfway there, I'm like, oh, it's because it's a new console. I don't think it's the same thing. So yeah, luckily, if you just transfer it as you did, it'll just ask you, do you want to recover that file? And you say yes, and I'll bring it right over.
Nice. Okay.
Um,
Perfect. I have way too many hours in that game too.
yeah, I was like, I'm never going back to that game really, but like I would hate to lose that.
Right.
Exactly. The principle of it.
I want to go back and see my orchard. God damn it.
Right, I popped it on the TV as I was doing that. And I just like, I'm gonna go look at my island real quick. Talk to the first person. They're like,
Weeds everywhere.
they said, Adrian, I haven't seen you in 1 year and 3 months. I'm like, oh, my bad.
My bad, dude.
I'll see you next year. Anyway, yeah, David, news.
Hell yeah. All right. So where we kind of talked about this a little bit already, I'll use that to talk about this now. So a developer, Novex, I was actually talking about the 100-Year War there because they're like, hey, cool, that's us too right now, basically struggling game to game. And that's important because they are the developers of Fata Morgana, where they are in a similar situation where basically they're only alive because of Fata Morgana at this point, and if their next game does not do well, they're probably going under as a company, which is extra interesting and kind of explains probably why they decided to sell the rights for Fata Morgana for that live action adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of sad to see, and it kind of makes me wonder if that's just going to be the new trend for a lot of indie Japanese studios, where they're gonna basically put themselves in those situations to just go ahead and struggle and to hope for the best.
Well, that's
See,
generally kind of what already happens and it has been happening.
Well, part of me wonders like how much of it is just like a scope creep issue, because all of these games are gigantic games that they're trying to fit everything into. It's like, bro, just make smaller games. Like, you don't have, like, I get wanting to put your all into it and wanting to do all this crazy innovative shit, but it's not worth it when you're risking the lives of yourself and like the people working for you. It's super irresponsible to me. Like, I understand why you're doing it, but also it's a dumbass fucking decision to be making.
It's such a weird conundrum for the creative person, right? They're like, well, I'm doing this for that. Like, do I just give up that and just do the
Yes.
rudimentary thing? And it's like, yeah, that is the smart idea. It's you ever play Game Dev Story?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
David, you would know then, right? Where it's like
Yeah,
you're
it's all
making
about
something
that
and then you
early
want
game
to
grind.
do like some weird like, oh, let me make like a
First person office shooter.
yeah, you want to make some weird thing and you know it's not gonna sell well, so then you're like, all right, fuck it. Let me make the 17th sequel to my other game real quick. All right, cool. I got the money for that. All right, then I'm gonna go make this game real quick. That's
Well, I mean, and the weird thing is, like, you can do like your House of Fata Morgana, but it doesn't have to be 100+ hours. Just do 50 hours. It doesn't need 50 different, 100 whatever the fuck. Doesn't need 100 different endings. Do 25 different endings. Like, I don't understand what the need for excess.
right.
Because they can.
Well, apparently they couldn't until they could.
Go big or go home. You just don't understand that grind set, man.
Yeah, go big, then just guilt trip your audience into paying off the mortgages that you took out.
Exactly. Go big and then fucking just pray that it doesn't fail because, well, that was your only shot.
Yeah, the make the cool idea of your game and then just work it out. It's like I could see the issue though. Like I can imagine myself being in that situation, but like you see someone like Stardew Valley and you see them just pop off and do whatever they want. And Stardew Valley person can make whatever they want for the rest of their life. They're set forever. And I can imagine they want something like that. They want to make that, but I don't know. This kind of day and age, you gotta have a stern idea and you gotta stick with it. And you gotta move it. You can't.
Where
If
the
it
fuck is that chocolatiering game from them? Speaking of which,
does not matter, it can come out in
Well,
20 years.
well, they it's on hiatus because they came back for another update to Stardew Valley.
Oh, that's right, because he can't stop working on it.
Yeah.
Bless his fucking heart.
Let me go.
So no haunted chocolate for you, sir.
I'm gonna look into
Fucking,
that.
I love Stardew Valley. I own it on literally every platform except mobile because I don't play mobile games. And fucking a, give me new, please. I don't need to keep going back and spending even more hundreds of hours in the same game.
Yeah, I paused
proud
it in
to say I've not
2024 to
played
work
it.
on a major Stardew Valley update.
Of course.
Fucking wild.
That's the thing. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, though. It doesn't matter. This
Yeah,
game can come out
absolute
in
mad
15
lad.
years and it's fine for him. Good for him, though.
Live your truth. Yeah, for sure.
And that's what you always hope to see is, someone just eternal passion project just fucking succeeding beyond their wildest measure. But that's not going to happen in 90% of cases.
Not
And,
even. That's not gonna
I-
happen 99% of cases. Like 99.9%
so-
of cases.
Studios need to stop trying to bet on that.
I mean, it's. But even then, like, if you read his like story of how he was going into Stardew Valley, like, it was really a. He put his all on. If it didn't work out, that would have been catastrophic. Because I think he put he bet like everything on it.
Yeah.
And that's just not healthy to do. Like, it's cool that it worked out for someone, but you gotta be realistic at some point, you know.
Yeah. So at some point, for sure. Or someone has to be the adult in the room to say, "Hey, maybe you should make some like move on."
Again,
Well,
I think the
stop that.
studio
Get some help.
that's probably doing this the most at any point is probably Obsidian. They've been pumping out actual games, finishing them up, and just moving on to the next thing. It's like Pentiment sounded like the idea where someone had an idea and it's like, hey, can I add this to the Outer Worlds 2? No, just make it its own game and just be done with it right afterward. All right, cool. That's fine. Anyway, David, next news story.
Chop
Hell
chop, you
yeah.
boy.
Fuck, where did it go? I had it bookmarked here. Give me a second. On my phone. Shout outs to CD Projekt Red. These mad lads, for as shitty of a state that Cyberpunk launched in, they have done so much to fucking enhance that game, make it better, consistently improve it, and also ensure that it fucking comes out on every goddamn thing. My boss sent me this earlier, and they just announced Apple Silicon native version for fucking Cyberpunk. Good on them.
Yeah, they're really on a generational run, kind of like No Man's Sky had, right? To where it's kind of
Yep.
like the redemption story. Oh, our games used to not be able to run on PS4. Now they're going to run on everything.
It's just a bummer that it had to happen that way, right? Because CD Projekt Red had so much goodwill and they just nuked it to oblivion, and then
Yeah, I really
they had
wonder
to work with that.
what it was that caused that. I feel like it was a whole because it got pushed back like 2 or 3 times, right? And I feel like at one
Yeah.
point the higher ups were probably like, "Nah, we just gotta push it."
And then the higher up's like, "Oops,
Yeah,
my
Yeah,
bad."
they kind of needed that humbling, in all honesty, in order to kind of reinforce, no, it's done when it's done. Like, there's no way that Witcher 4 comes out in anywhere near the same condition that fucking Cyberpunk did.
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed. But I feel like it also taught they learned some lessons from it, especially with Witcher 4 being on Unreal, right? It's not
Yeah.
their in-house studio or their in-house engine.
I was hanging out with friends and one of them mentioned Witcher 4 and he thought he was playing that next year. I'm like, you're not playing that next year.
No.
But you'll be lucky if you see it in 4 years.
Yeah, we're gonna burn from and like drown from polar caps melting before we get that game most likely.
It'll release when the
Half
nukes
of
are
America will be
midair.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be living the Fallout life whenever we're playing Witcher 4.
Trump will be in his 3rd term by the time it comes out.
Honestly. Next up, David, anything else?
No, there really wasn't a whole ton that happened, in all honesty.
Let me double check. That's Subnautica 2. You hear about that?
Oh yeah, heard
Wasn't
all
there a
about that
slap
one.
fight with the devs and the producers or something
A
like
pretty
that?
big fight over it.
Yeah, I think it's a god damn it, what was that fucking CRPG game? The communist one that had oh, Disco Elysium. It was kind of like one of those
Yeah.
situations, right?
Oh, interesting.
Where a bunch of the leads just kind of got booted off of it.
Yeah,
Or
I
left.
I think they lost their game though. I think. Let's see. I wish I was looking this up better. Let me go. Let me go look for this something else. Let's see.
All right, while you're looking that up, shout outs to Seth Rollins. I wish him a speedy recovery. Saturday night's main event, dude fucking shattered his already injured knee that he fucked up a few years back. Hope that turns out okay. Also, rest in peace, Goldberg had his retirement match.
Rest
No
in
one
piss.
better than Gunther should retire him, honestly.
All right, I'm
I seen
gonna.
you mentioned he was cut off early. I seen something from Bret Hart. I don't know if it was real or not, but he said that they didn't cut it off early enough. He said if it was me, I would have cut it off when his music hit, when his intro music hit.
I hope that's real because I know to this day Brett still can't fucking stand Goldberg. Rightfully so, but
So I'm gonna GameIndustry.biz. Oh, excuse me. Has a timeline right up. Let me read through this. Okay, so October 31st, 2021. South Korean publisher Krafton, owner of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, announces it's acquiring US-based Subnautica developer Unknown Worlds, which launched their successful standalone expansion Subnautica Below Zero out for early access earlier that year. Unknown World structure and leadership will remain in place and retain its unique creative identity, says Krafton in an announcement. They also say, quote, in addition to ongoing updates for Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero, Unknown Worlds is working on a new genre-defining game, which is slated to launch in early access in 2022. September 29, 2022, that genre-defining game turns out to be a digital miniature game, Moonbreaker, which launches in the Steam Early Access to heated criticism over microtransactions, which are later removed. A full launch follows in 2024. Krafton eventually calls Moonbreaker a failure.
Rude.
October 17, 2024. Subnautica 2 is shown in a first teaser trailer, which promises an early access release will follow in 2025 for PC and Xbox. July 2nd, 2025. Krafton announces Steve Papostis will replace the leadership team of Team Gill, Charlie Cleveland, and Max McGuire at Unknown Worlds. Quote, while Krafton sought to keep the Unknown Worlds co-founders and original creators of Subnautica series involved in the game's development, the company wishes them well on the next endeavors. Read the statement. No reason is offered for the departure, but given events follow, it's possible to read between the lines of how Krafton felt about the progress being made of Subnautica 2. Quote, as part of its oversight, Krafton is committed to achieving regular milestones to assess progress across creative studios. These reviews, based on clearly defined metrics and targets, will ensure that the games meet both creative and quality standards. The process is essential to delivering the right game at the right time. Unknown Worlds' new leadership fully supports this process and is committed to meeting the player expectations. July 4th, 2 days later, Cleveland responded to the move with his own statement posted on Reddit and his website, calling Krafton's decision, quote, quite a shock. He also claimed the game is, quote, ready for early access release. He also says, quote, and while we thought this was going to be our decision to make, at least for now, that decision is in Krafton's hands. And after all these years, to find that I'm no longer able to work at the company I started work at the company I started stings. July 9th. Subnautica 2's early access is delayed till 2026. Bloomberg reports that 250 million of the developers' bonuses are tied up in the game reaching certain revenue targets by the end of 2025. That's what it was. It also states the studio's former leadership plan to share the bonuses with the 100 or so employees at the company. In a statement to Eurogamer, a Krafton spokesperson said delaying the game was, quote, under discussion prior to the change in leadership, and that the decision was not, quote, influenced by any contractual or financial considerations. Instead, the reason given was based on the game content and the round of community playtests. Quote, during playtests for Subnautica 2, we received valuable feedback from our community that reinforced our confidence in the game's direction. At the same time, the feedback highlighted a few areas that could benefit from further refinement before the release. As community voices play a central role in how we shape our games, we made the decision to give development time give more development time to implement the feedback and develop a more complete experience. As a result, early access is 2026. All right, and then this is. Oh God, there's day by day updates now. Hold up, Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
So on the 10th, the situation escalates in an unprecedented move for the major publisher. Krafton posts a statement on its official homepage, taking aim at the ousted leadership, with a strapline, quote, "Inevitable leadership change driven by project abandonment, despite holding 90% of earnout for themselves." Jesus.
God damn.
That's on their homepage? Hold up. I'm going to check that.
Fucking out for blood.
Yeah, that's a pop-up on their homepage. All right.
Fucking hell.
Let's see. On here it says, quote, "Specifically, in addition to the initial 500 million purchase price, we allocated approximately 90% of the up to 250 million earnout compensation to the 3 former executives, with the expectation that they would demonstrate leadership and active involvement in the development of Subnautica 2. However, regrettably, the former leadership abandoned the responsibilities entrusted to them. Subnautica 2 was originally planned for early access launch in early 2024, but the timeline has changed significantly delayed. Krafton made multiple requests to Charlie and Max to resume their roles as game director and technical director, respectively, but both declined to do so." From here, Krafton's statement gets more specific on what it believes wasn't working behind the scenes in Subnautica 2. Quote, "In particular, following the failure of Moonbreaker, Krafton asked Charlie to devote himself to development of Subnautica 2. However, instead of participating in the game development, he chose to focus on a personal film project." The statement then says the alleged leadership absence has meant repeated confusion for significant delays for the project. Quote, "The current early access version also falls short in terms of volume." Okay. That follows by Kraft explaining his disappointment with the former leadership, saying, quote, "It feels a profound sense of betrayal by their failure to honor the trust placed in them by our fans. Additionally, Krafton is committed to fair and equitable compensation for all remaining Unknown Worlds employees who have continuously and tirelessly contributed to Subnautica 2's development. We believe that the direction or dedication and effort of this team are at the very heart of the ongoing development. We reaffirm our commitment to provide rewards where they were promised." Let's see. They're filing a lawsuit against Krafton now, saying, "We filed a lawsuit against Krafton. The details should become public soon. You all know the full story. Suing a multi-billion-dollar company is a painful public and possibly protracted way was certainly not on my bucket list, but this needs to be done right." Cleveland also denies that 90% of the 250 million bonus would have gone straight to their pockets, explaining that they always shared their profits with the team. As for the earnout, the idea that Max, Ted, and I want to keep it all for ourselves is totally untrue. 2 slides from this has happened on the 11th. 2 slides from May 2025 milestone review for Subnautica 2 are leaked, posted on Subnautica's Reddit. They appear to show that targeted content for early access reviews was scaled down from goals set both a couple years ago and 1 year ago, with the number of biomes, creatures, and modes cut down for a planned launch among due changes. Quote, "Due to a gap between the current state and the current volume assumed during the initial launch planning, it is necessary to reassess the release timeline and roadmap," one slide concludes. They were not meant for public consumption. And this is the final update. July 13th, 2 days ago. Krafton takes an unusual step of confirming the slides from the leaked internal milestone document are a real deal. Quote, "Krafton is issuing a following statement in response to the growing speculation surrounding the development of Subnautica 2. This statement aims to offer clarity and context regarding the current situation. The document that has been circulating on social media and reported by various outlets is indeed part of the internal milestone review conducted as part of the Subnautica 2 project. Krafton has confirmed that portions of it has leaked and are now widely shared across multiple online platforms and within fan communities. Given these circumstances, Krafton has determined that the transparent communication is necessary and have chosen to confirm the authenticity of the document. Krafton believes that minimizing speculation and ensuring the accurate communication with players must take precedence. These reviews help assess." Okay, these reviews tell, yeah. And then the article just kind of says, who leaked the milestone reports? They don't know. Has to be Krafton, right?
Feels like it.
Yeah.
Krafton leaks its own shit to be like, hold up, and then it's going to confirm it afterwards. Huh.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so that was the big thing I heard earlier on, was that there was a what was it I read? It was the um whatever the bonus was for the games. That's what I heard was it was like $100 million bonus if they made it expectations before the end of this year. And by Krafton pushing it back to next year, that's what people were saying they screwed that company on. That's where they were getting backlash. So Krafton coming out and saying no, they were already planning that, and they just have not hit any of these deadlines. That throws a big wrench in there. If they sue them, they're idiots. Do not sue them. You're not listening to this podcast. If I could channel it to you, do not sue Krafton. You will lose that.
Yeah, they got money.
They got money, and it feels like they got the right side of things here.
Yeah, even if you go in the most liberal of courts, it's never gonna happen.
It's already gonna be hard, even if you were right, but you're not. It looks like you just a personal film project. Hey, I'm out. I want to go make an indie film real quick.
I got bigger things to do.
That's crazy. Okay.
Audacity.
The
fucking audacity.
That's crazy, dude. But going on Krafton's website and it's literally a pop up, and it starts off by saying to our 12-minute fellow subnauts, inevitable leadership change driven by project abandonment, despite holding 90% of earnouts for themselves. That's how it says top of the header on there. That's crazy. Wild. Yeah, no, it looks like it was a failure on the heads part of it. Oh, hey, look. Speaking of, Stardew Valley dethrones Portal 2 is Steam's top-rated game.
Yeah, and that's why he keeps coming back to it.
Just literally prints money.
Splitgate has lost 80% of its players in less than a month after launch.
Hell yeah.
Hey, make shooters great again, man.
Oh, also, the John Wick game is getting delisted. Go out and grab a physical copy of that if you haven't yet.
Yep. What the fuck is this? Overwatch 2 director says Blizzard wants to get back to the story content after fans feel it dropped the ball with PvE. What do you mean feels like it dropped the ball with PvE?
It completely did drop. The game was.
I feel like it's not quite living up to what we expected.
You mean the whole reason why you relaunched it as a 2 as a sequel? Yeah, I'd say so.
You know, maybe we missed the mark somewhere.
Yeah, who would know where? But I feel like maybe somewhere down the line we missed it. Who's to say? No one's at fault here.
Maybe we went too far from our roots. Maybe we gotta go back.
I'm just shocked they just never made an animated movie.
Well, that's a wild. Okay.
Apparently, they're right there on the doorstep of Netflix, and that got fucked. So.
Well, that's what I was fucking perplexed by it, because they did the Warcraft movie, and I'm like, oh, this is they're finally just taking that seriously, because Blizzard has been renowned for their cinematics for the longest of times. Literally, just fucking have a team that just does that. Do your cinematics, just feature length. There you go, bam, enjoy. You literally have decades of fucking material to go ahead and adapt into the big screen. And Warcraft, I mean, it did better at international markets than domestic markets, but like, it's still one of the largest gaming franchises. Even if the first movie fucking bombed, you were literally setting up for the storylines that people actually care about with Thrall and with Illidan and all the other shit. Fucking go right to that. Fucking give us a StarCraft movie. Like, what? How the fuck have we not gotten? We have gotten from Nintendo a cinematic universe start to fucking develop before we got a fucking Blizzard one.
In this article, I don't know who McLeod is.
Who's me, Austin?
Who is this voice actor? I think they have to be one of the new characters.
I think it's the Scottish dude.
Yeah, Hazard.
David
Yeah,
Tennant.
Hazard. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's new, but I guess he's been a big outspoken person about the story, which is good. But one idea many fans has, including that voice actor, would love to see his voice is Overwatch TV series. Keller says not opposed to ideas. It's going as far as to say, "quote We would love to do that." I'm glad.
Yeah, like what, 7 years later? Yeah, yeah, we'd like to do a TV series
Bro,
after like the downfall of our professional league and downfall of sales, player base
dude,
dwindling, Marvel taking a lot of
when
players.
you had the internet at the balls, dude, like the when a Overwatch short dropped, people like dropped everything to watch that.
I seen a tweet the other day. It was the dragon short, and someone retweeted and said, "Holy shit!" It was like something to the effect of, "This is how they used to make the shorts."
I fucking love the Bastion one still.
Yeah, the Bash one's really good. Reinhardt one's really good.
They all like they were pretty solid. I know eventually they started changing the different styles and stuff like that. And
Now they're like motion comics. They don't even do full on like release trailers for them anymore. Or
man, like
release cinematics, I guess.
it was like one of the biggest franchises out of nowhere. I don't know, dude. Like the fall of Overwatch needs to be studied by fucking scholars.
Now that I think about it, I think Kiriko is the last one that got like an actual cinematic.
That's wild.
Yeah, because Ramatra didn't.
Nope, Ramatra didn't. Sojourn, I think, was a motion comic. I think so was Venture, and then I'm not too sure. I think so was Hazard. His was like one of those motion comics as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. Jesus, back when I played the game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's literally been, so Kiriko is a launch character, so it's been like literally the launch of Overwatch 2 since they've even done like a actual cinematic, I feel like.
It's so crazy. The franchise was huge. Like out of nowhere, one game popped them up all the way, and it could have just gone crazy. They had a fucking arena where they played, where people actually traveled to go watch games.
Yeah, it was like almost single-handedly responsible for, well, it didn't come to fruition, but the big esports arena that was supposed to be built in Philly. That's
Yeah,
supposed to be
Yeah,
the,
like the only other esport game at the time that was doing better was League, and that's just because League was so fucking long established.
right.
but the Philadelphia Fusion Stadium.
Yeah, they're supposed to have a whole ass stadium to play in.
Mhm.
That would have been insane.
Dude, did you ever go to an Overwatch game or Overwatch League game?
No, I really wanted to.
They
There was
were-
a few whenever they were having like the big Dallas lands, I was wanting to go to one of those.
Yeah, I've been to three. I went to the Outlaws homestand. I went to Grand Finals in Philly, and then I went to a game in the Blizzard Arena. And let me say, so me and my buddies, and it was, dude, tickets were like $20. It was like, hell yeah, we're gonna go, fuck yeah. So we all got tickets. I brought some friends too that didn't really watch Overwatch, but they kind of knew about it. Yeah, let's go watch a game. That's fun. That sounds fun. It's super fun. Like you're sitting in there and like the walls are everywhere. Like how they show it, exactly you see on the broadcast. It was sick. But again, me and my friend were there, massive Houston Outlaws fans. Outlaws never been that great of a team. We go there.
They've
We
always been like top half.
not for a little while. There was a time where they were like bottom two. There was a time where they were bottom two for a little while. It was. Do you remember the toilet bowl with them in Boston? I think it was, where they went to like game 7 and it was just like the worst game ever. They both played like trash and everyone was like laughing at how bad the game was. I don't like remembering that, but that's the moment I remember. Anyway, we picked a really good day. We lined it up so we could watch like all three of our favorite teams, but we're Houston Outlaws fans, but they were of course against the Shock. We won that game. We popped off so hard, dude. Greatest moment. I was like, oh my god, we beat the Shock. That was crazy. Great times though. If you, I obviously it's never gonna happen again, but man, if it ever does for some reason, absolutely go to a homestand or go to a game. It's so fun. Super fun. I can't believe they haven't done videos. Are let's do stories now. Yeah, you should do that.
Brain blast. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good idea, guys.
Do the
Great
brain
idea.
blast. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I did install Cyberpunk to the Xbox, and I had to just remove Oblivion Remastered because I'm like, that's not happening.
I uninstalled that recently. As much as I do want to finish that, I have played Oblivion for about 1,000 hours, and while I was having fun with it, I had that epiphany moment. I can't replay this again. There's
Yeah,
just too much.
greener pastures.
Yeah, great game, fantastic. There were some changes that I was a little annoyed by. Melee combat didn't feel as good because they took out a lot of the combat stances, which I thought was kind of weird. But good way to experience the game. They fix a lot of other weird shit with it, but I can't do it.
Oh, uh, I guess there was some behind the scenes Game Pass payments that kind of leaked.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I remember seeing a little bit about how like they're trying to frame it as in like Game Pass is what making a profit, but they weren't counting the production values between like the big games like Call of Duty and shit.
That makes sense. Um, so I'm reading this. I guess apparently on LinkedIn, this guy kind of just word vomited on it. I probably shouldn't have, but whatever. They got laid off, right? They were a senior business developer manager at Microsoft. The very first thing says negotiated 500 plus deals ranging from $50,000 to $50 million, securing both indie hits and AAA games for Game Pass. So that means Microsoft was spending between 50K to 50 million per game.
Yeah.
Shit, I wonder what game was getting the 50 mil.
I'm genuinely curious, right? That has to be like
Probably has to be like whenever they had Red Dead on there, right?
GTA.
Shit like that. Yeah. Because I think Red Dead 2 was on Game Pass for like a hot minute until it
It
got taken
was,
off.
yeah, about a year.
GTA keeps
So I feel like
popping
it-
back up.
So I feel like it has to be like something like that.
50 million is insanity, though.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I can only imagine that the whatever game it is that they're getting a cut on the back end for like, oh, X amount of subscribers or some shit. I'm almost certain it's probably not like a cut and dry. Here's 50 million, go fuck off. We have your game.
Can you guys think of a game besides like a Rockstar game that would have made 50 million like that though?
I mean, pre-acquisition Call of Duty.
Call of Duty was never on Game Pass so before that.
Well, that's
really
why I
hope-
say if you're just thinking of what game, that'd be the only thing I could think of. But oh, I mean, there's the EA Play. It could be that's like here's the collection of EA Play for that.
Maybe.
Because instead of paying individually for games, if you're getting like a bundle rate.
Because I could think of like some heavier hitters that might have had some stuff like.
Maybe also something with Atlas, considering how a lot of that just
that could be it.
That would
drops
make
on
sense.
there.
That's why they're showing off during their summer stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first I was gonna say like, is there any like Square titles on there? Because I can see that definitely.
Final
being
Fantasy?
Yeah.
Which I hope they didn't, because that did not do well.
also they had still the Octopath Traveler games on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing a really quick pass to see if I can find what might have stuck out as.
You know what? Probably the fucking Bluey game.
Yeah.
Peppa the Pig, yeah.
Yeah, Peppa Pig money. It ain't cheap.
Yeah, those are just indie games. I mean, obviously Expedition 33, but that didn't make that much money on there.
That's probably like one of those 50K games that just happen to be a happy surprise.
I honestly wonder if they do have to do like a weird finance thing of, because the different studios are also their own partial entities, of they have to do the stupid corporate thing of they have to pay themselves, and maybe there's like a fudging of the numbers that way of like they're paying the highest dollar for their own product to be on Game Pass because it's a separate division.
I can see that.
Liza P.
Eyes of Penis.
Got him.
I need to get around to playing that still. That game,
Never
every
happening,
time I see
David.
footage of it, looks fantastic.
You'll never do it, David.
One day.
Oh, Firebreak. I said no one.
Mhm.
Fire in the butthole.
I forgot Power World. Power World could have been one that might have cost not too much, but that could have been one more notable one.
I feel like it was it. I thought it was like a day one on Game Pass, so I think that was one that
It
they
was.
didn't know. They didn't know it was going to be Pal World. It was just like,
Yeah.
okay, this is
I
here.
feel like that happens a few
Yeah.
times in Microsoft. They're like, hey, here's this game. Everyone's like, holy shit. And they're like, haha, we knew it.
Yeah, we knew it, but we're not gonna acquire them or anything.
Like
We'll,
Power
we'll let
Watch
this one
Simulator?
slide by. Oh yeah,
I mean, it
that's a
kind of
50
worked
million.
out in their favor not grabbing Power World because would they really want to deal with the Nintendo lawsuit?
Right. Especially with how they're supposedly on good terms with Nintendo.
High on Life was probably one of the upper level ones,
Yep,
Oh,
I did
yeah.
see that.
especially because it came back on Game Pass. I can imagine that was probably one of their best. 'Cause wasn't it when it first came out? Wasn't it like on their top of like was like the most downloaded game on Game Pass, something like that at first?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the type of game that like should be specially made for Game Pass.
Yeah.
That or like what was it, like Shadow Warrior 3, like those kind of like not quite bite size, but not also like not premium length. Just
You
kind
know
of
what?
like
Fuck it.
smaller.
Use it as a way to bring back Xbox Live Arcade. Bring back the
Yeah.
glory days.
Been saying.
I miss XBLA, dude.
I miss those games where you played as your Xbox avatar. It's like a Xbox avatar.
All the
RPG.
Kinect games.
No, like there was a one specific. I think it was like Xbox Avatar RPG. It's like almost essentially an MMO that you can play with your friends, but as your Xbox avatars.
Yeah, it was almost kind of like a Tamagotchi. Like
I
kind of
want
thing.
Yeah,
1 vs 100.
Fucking right. Give it back, you cowards.
I think that was just still such a cool idea. I think that might be kind of fun these days, where it's like every Wednesday at 8 p.m. or something like that. They had like, all right, yeah, come on and play this game.
or like even if it's like a licensing thing, just like make your own fucking game show game. Like, come on.
Yeah, like literally call
2
it
versus
1
200.
versus 1,000.
Another crazy one is Fall Guys. Like, how was that not like a Game Pass? Like, buy that one up, just have it on Game Pass, update it every once in a while. Like a game like
Yep.
that, like kind of like the game showy multiplayer game that you play with a shit ton of
I
other
forget
people.
how Fall Guys was too. That shit just popped off on PlayStation.
I know, so fucking good, dude.
I
love
love
that
that.
game.
I was on that grind for so long.
Yep.
Did you ever get the win five in a row?
Not in a row. No, I've won numerous though.
Dude, eventually they there was a way to glitch it, and you can like have private lobby or something like that.
Mhm.
But I don't give a shit. You can see my date when I got that shit. I got that before that. One of my like top 3 sweatiest moments in video games when I was like fucking nervous was that on like I think I had 2 game 4s and I just dropped the ball last one. But dude, that second game 4, I was like on my fucking like I was standing up like fucking trying to win that shit, dude. Oh man, I loved Fall Guys when that came out. It's got too much shit now. I'm gonna go in there and not know anything I'm playing now, but back then, fuck yeah. Is that it? Are we wrapped?
I think so.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Stay tuned for next week when everyone watches Twin Peaks.
Hell yeah. Cal's is going to barrel through the entire series in one
He's
weekend.
gonna call his week-long vacation right now and say, "Sorry, I can't come in. I gotta watch Twin Peaks."
I got bigger things to do. I got
Man's
fish to
gonna-
fry.
Man's going to sit in the bathroom, set up his laptop, and never leave that toilet. He
With
is
a cup
not
of
stopping
coffee.
until he's done.
Hell yeah.
You need to break out your Alan Wake mug and fill it, or your
Thermos.
thermos, yeah, thermos, and fill it up.
I
Drink some
need a-
coffee from it while you watch.
I'm gonna. How much are Oh Dear mugs from Etsy?
Ooh, that's a good call too. Need one of those for at work.
Let's see. I've been wanting to get one. $15.
Oh, not too bad.
Not at all.
Reasonable, reasonable.
Only 3 left and 3 carts, Kels.
Oh shit.
I'm sure there's multiple ones too. You can probably find Alan Wake because they have not done their own merch. They want to do their own merch, I heard, but it's just too expensive to do it out there. Holy shit, what is this? This is adorable. Dude, this is amazing. Hold up.
Captain Planet with a fat hog.
Yeah. I want this. This is cute. David, check that out.
I'm clicking it.
Oh yeah.
You would.
That's adorable.
That's actually is kind of neat. Got
Hell
that Mighty Max vibe about it.
Yeah. Ooh, someone just printed out the actual departure manual for Alan Wake. That's sick. In chronological order too. Hell yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm back on my bullshit, dude. Just want
We're back.
to get out and they drag you right back in. You need to do Alan Wake. You need to do Control first. Then you need Alan Wake 2, David. I'm so bummed you not got there. I understand because of how mid you thought Alan Wake 1 was, which I get it, but
Maybe one day. Maybe there'll be a reason for me to play it. Maybe that'll happen.
how does Control not happen? You would like Control. Anyway. All right, that's the podcast. Thanks everyone who tuned in. Wait, 8 viewers. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, you beautiful bastards.
Audio stream.